Heyo. Heyo. Come on now, everybody. We're back. We're back. Well, I'm back. I don't know if you're back. But I guess if you're hearing me, you're also back. So welcome. Gather round. Guys and dolls. All are welcome. Yes. Come on in. Step right up, folks. Step right up. Welcome back to the show that never ends. Welcome back. Hey now. Let's get this started right. We're doing it live, everybody. You know we're doing it live. Please excuse me. Excuse me. We got to settle in here. Let's get going. Let's do this right. Come on, everybody. Let's stop fooling around. Austin Murphy's here. We can't fool around. This is serious business. Okay. There we are. All right. Strap in, everybody. Welcome back to the Metaverse of Madness. Round and round we go. Where we stop, who knows? Not me, certainly. All right. Let me do my official opening. Let me get it going here. Let me get the official opening going. Good morning, everybody. Grand Rising, Grand Approach. Welcome back to the Z Show, the show that never ends, the show that's breaking new ground here on the internet, a show like no other, a show where we explore the deep recesses of my consciousness and we see what comes out. We see what friends we find. We see what challenges we can overcome. Welcome. Who's here this morning? Who's here? Athena, Grand Rising to you. Major Facepalm in the house. Sovereign-mist. Austin Murphy. In a non-tent. Unindoctrinated. Says I have 999 subs. That's right, Ryan. It's weird. It's the third day in a row that I've had to celebrate 1,000 subscribers, only to have it taken away from me. So, we've already done the official 1K subscriber thing. And at this point, it's just embarrassing for me to keep doing it over and over again. I don't know. Are there one or two people that just keep subbing and unsubbing? Or does YouTube frown against, my content? I don't know. I'll let you guys decide. I don't think you're going to be seeing Z on your homepage anytime soon, pushed by the algorithm. I'm not sure, but, who am I? Green Man in the house. Steve, the HMFIC. Ramon Marquez. Thunder Chicken. Heidi. Heidi's back. Heidi, are you on the verge of rage quitting YouTube? That's okay if you are, Heidi. It's okay. We've all been there. I'm perpetually on the edge of rage quitting most things in my life. So we can't blame you, Heidi. Jay Kraft in the house. Renegade 1. Christos. Much love, much love. Yeah. Heidi's on the verge of rage quitting YouTube. What is it, Heidi? Like, what's your reasoning? I mean, I can give you mine, but I'd be interested to hear your take on it. Because, Heidi, many people are hopelessly addicted to this platform, in a way that's probably detrimental not only to themselves, but everybody around them. Because at this point, it's just insanity. Whatever world we've entered, whatever time in history this is, I don't know, guys. It doesn't look like we're at the peak of human civilization by any means. I mean, if this is the peak, then let's just say, get me off this ride. I don't know if I agree to all this, whatever all this is. A lot of people like to think that we choose our lives here in this realm, right? Sort of predetermined. You kind of choose to be incarnated, to come here to learn some kind of cosmic lesson. I don't know. I don't know how much I'm buying that, because I can't imagine that I would have consciously chosen to come to this realm. I don't know. And if in some way that I did choose to come here, me and my higher self are going to have a conversation. My higher self has some explaining to do. Like, if my higher self really chose this whole thing, whatever the fuck this whole thing is, I don't know. We're going to have some words. What's Heidi saying? She says she truly loves many here, but it becomes love-hate. I do not like chaos, backstabbing, false narratives. Well, Heidi, this whole metaversal experience is everything you just said there. Backstabbing, love, hate, chaos, false narratives. It's all part of this thing, Heidi. This is what it is. It's funny, Heidi, because my closest quote-unquote friends here, and really, guys, be hesitant to call people friends in the metaverse. But the people who've gotten closest to me, oftentimes the people that have shown their greatest adoration, so to speak, have been the ones to just completely flip on me. You know, frankly, Heidi, I'm waiting for the day that you flip on me. I've already prepared myself, so it's okay, Heidi. Either way, I'll still love you. Whether or not this whole metaversal experience is just a microcosm of, the real world, or if it just highlights man's more base nature, or maybe if it's even contributing to this destruction of civility, courtesy, and culture. I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit of both. Either way, Heidi, it's a lesson in self-discovery. She says, Z, I won't flip. I'll just dip. And that she'll always love me. Well, Heidi, if you decide to leave the show or leave YouTube, make sure you hit me with your contact information, because right now I have a pretty firm stance that I'm not going to sleep with my listeners. But if you're no longer my listener, then I don't know, that changes things. We might be able to make something happen. It's like the doctor-patient relationship, Heidi, right? So if you're my patient, I can't sleep with you. But for somebody like you, Heidi, I'd gladly lose one patient to gain, such a fulfilling lover. Just saying. Yeah, Marquez, laugh it up. Laugh at Z's desperation, his sexual desperation. Come on. Might as well make it all funny. Might as well make the most out of it. Jilly's Jewels in the house. Much love, much love. Yeah, Heidi, it's okay. Don't worry about it. She says, funny, you're not the first doctor to say that. Yeah, that's a little secret about these doctors, Heidi. Especially in the psychological field. If you go to like a psychologist, like a shrink, like a psychiatrist, yeah, it gets weird. And a lot of women have reported to me that that they'll go to this psychologist for therapy, and the therapist is trying to fuck them. It just goes to show, if you're an attractive woman, pretty much everywhere you go, somebody's trying to fuck you. Like, most of your day, if not all of your day, is spent just fending off random male phalluses, just kind of like poking at you like a gauntlet. Like, I could imagine, like, Heidi, especially when you were, in your prime time, Heidi, like early 90s, grunged out Heidi, with the flannel tied around her waist, but it still looked hot somehow. I guarantee, Heidi, your whole day was just fending off the gauntlet of male genitalia, just trying to, basically just trying to consume and devour you and vanquish you. I can imagine Most attractive women, that's their day. That's why it's, when these women, like when a guy brags about his sexual conquest or his numbers, his body count, there's something to it. Because for a man to secure a sexual partner, it takes some effort. It takes like something, he has to bring something to the table, so to speak. There has to be some kind of like energy put into it. Either he has to have resources or, be hitting the gym or building his confidence. So when a guy brags about his numbers, has a high body count, it's not as like, it's not really like a pejorative, so to speak, but it's not the same for women. Because getting laid is like the easiest thing you could do. You could just walk out of your door anytime, any day, any condition. And if you're ready and willing, somebody's going to take you up on it. Like it's just going to happen. So there's really no value in, a woman securing a sex partner. It doesn't take anything for them to do it. Mother Nature does everything they need. Say, Heidi, because Heidi, when when you were young, Heidi, now you're in high school and you're getting to your senior year, your junior year, you're 16, 17, 18. And each day, Heidi, that you wake up, Mother Nature's just giving you more and more blessings. Mother Nature's just doing her thing, So imagine a young Heidi and a young Zetetic warrior at the same age. Heidi was just waking up every morning more beautiful. And I was just waking up each morning just more desperate and pathetic, just watching all my Heidi peers and all the Heidis of the world just get sexually slayed by like all the alpha chads. And no matter what I did, I just had to watch this happen. Dejected, demoralized, and depraved. So Mother Nature gives these young women everything they need. But the thing about Mother Nature is she's a whore. Like Mother Nature's a dirty whore, backstabbing bitch. Because after Mother Nature pretty much imbues you with just everything you need in this world, what happens is Father Time comes along. And Father Time tells Mother Nature, get out of the way, it's my turn. And then Father Time does his thing to these young ladies. And then they realized, oops, I fucked up. It's like anything in life. It's a devil's bargain. And then these young women find that they spend their whole youth and their prime fertility years just engaged in the drama, engaged in the solipsistic, narcissistic, joy and exuberance of basically their whole beingness because things come easy. But then they realize once Father Time starts doing his thing that they probably made a mistake. Instead of spending that time sort of securing the guy, they waste it. They miss their window. And sadly, each year, a new crop of Heidis pop up. Younger, the newer model, fresher. And then what happens? Then you have what we see in front of us. Thus, the creation of the alpha widow. And that's the story. It's a tale of woe. It's a tale of sadness. It's a tale that we could all learn from. Anyway, sorry, Heidi. Sorry. I didn't want to go there. I didn't want to go there this morning, Heidi. That Heidi was already ready to rage quit YouTube, and I think I pushed her over the top. So, Thunder Chicken, we know you're into Heidi. You better get her contact information. This may be the last. This may be the last day we see Heidi. What's Heidi saying? Z, we definitely would have. Yeah, Heidi was a cheerleader. No surprise, Heidi. We love you. Don't rage quit us, Heidi. Don't rage quit us. It's I don't want to upset you. Right. Alpha widow power. Just laugh it up, Heidi. I'm trying to make you laugh. Can we Is it okay if we laugh at ourselves? Well, really it's just me laughing at you, but I'll back off. Thunder Chicken says that you missed your chance, Heidi, while he was in Florida. So, because we know Thunder Chicken spends the winter months in Florida, so there's always next winter. And like I said, Heidi, like I'm willing to come down and see you, but I'm not heading to Florida in the summertime. That's not happening. That's not happening. I'll come in the winter. What is this, Heidi? Says Thunder Chicken. I heard. I'm happy for you too. Thunder Chicken. What do you have? Is Thunder Chicken in a relationship? No. Who's Thunder Chicken with? What's the update? What are we saying here? Thunder Chicken, it's true. What am I missing? Heidi, fill me in. She's Heidi says she's a keeper, Thunder Chicken. Lori says unslavia love. Thunder Chicken says working on it. Come on, guys, fill me in. Who's the lovely lady, Thunder Chicken? Who is it? Is it Vera Lee? Heidi says it's Thunder Chicken to tell, not me. Oh my God, Heidi. As much of a fucking drama queen as you are, that's the answer you're gonna give me? He said, now why would I go and broadcast my personal relationship interests in the YouTube streets? Okay. Fair enough, Thunder Chicken. He's doing his thing. Online. Right on. Thunder Chicken making it work. Okay. He said we may tell everyone when I fly out to see her in a couple weeks. Damn, Thunder Chicken. You're flying out to her. You're supposed to fly him to you, bro. You're supposed to You're supposed to fly him to you. Interesting. Thunder Chicken says a bunch of backbiting haters in these streets. Hey man. Whatever works. Thunder Chicken, there's haters everywhere, bro. It's a world of haters. It's like I said yesterday, dude. This whole cult of culture is breeding like a culture of haters, a group of just male haters. Because these chicks are all fucking the top guys. Anybody who disagrees with me, you're just wrong. You're just not observing reality. The vast majority of women are sleeping with a small majority of the men. That's the way it is. It's a completely polyamorous culture. You can call it polygyny, polygamy, whatever you want to call it. But it's not this whole monogamy story that you've been presented with through Hollywood and any other mass media productions. It's not real. It's a de facto polyamory, and people are still getting married and stuff, but they're not monogamous. mean, your marriage and monogamy are not synonymous. And I'll give you an example. Say you have a married couple and they decide to open their relationship up. That guy may find one or two people, you know, to do his thing with, one or two ladies, somebody he works with, somebody who works in his office building, some random skeezer that he meets online. But the woman, she's just going to clean up. Each night that she goes to girls' night out, she's going to get another guy, and it's unweighed. You guys have to understand. This is the dynamic that we find in Western culture, at least, probably everywhere. Is that these women are really sleeping and procreating with just a small percentage of the men, and they're just kind of cleaning up, which leaves a vast majority of guys that are, frustrated, call them incels, involuntary celibates, whatever you want. And who knows? Maybe throughout history, most of these men would be killed off by war and stuff. Who knows? So, just the reality of it. Objective Truth just says fresh and fit, bro. Fresh and fit. Yeah, fresh and fit are these, let's call them manosphere content creators. I remember when they first came on the scene. Now they're huge. Divine Spirit says you men are going to be jealous. Heidi says it's funny, Thunder Chicken, because out of all the ladies, I can see that with you too. I don't know. So Heidi's kind of building up this this relationship between Thunder Chicken and the mystery woman. Thunder Chicken says it may be the first holy union to come out of Unslavia. Wow. This is heating up. If that's the truth, is Paul Enslaved going to have to officiate the wedding? I mean, we know it won't be a legal wedding. I can't see Paul officiating over any any governmental administrative type of procedures, but I'm sure if you do a spiritual wedding, he could officiate over it. But I think, Thunder Chicken, if you get married under the Unslavia flag, and if you get married in the land of Unslavia, I'm pretty sure that by all natural rights and natural law, the king of Unslavia has first night privileges with your wife. So you just might want to you might want to look into that, Thunder Chicken. It's an old, monarchical rule basically that goes back through antiquity, that if you get married under the banner of Unslavia, that the king of the land, which would be Paul, gets first night with your bride. Prima nota is the Latin term. Prima nota, first night. So you might have to think about that. Major Facepalm knows what I'm talking about. Anybody who's a Braveheart fan knows what I'm talking. Shout out to Braveheart. So I'm just saying, Thunder Chicken, whoever this lady is, the king gets his way with her first. Just so you know. I'm just saying. Just saying, guys. Oh, man. Welcome to the part of the show where I just laugh at myself. Thunder Chicken says there is no magistrate in Enslavia, but there's a king. There's a king. There's a king, guys. Special K just laughs. I just picture you, Special K, like just laughing at me every morning. Christos is here. Thunder Chicken wants to live the Little House in the Prairie life. There you go. Good luck. Good luck living that life, Thunder Chicken, and in this day and age. That Michael Landon, that Little House in the Prairie guy, Michael Landon, I think it was his name, the actor. He had enough problem with his wife and kids on the Little House in the Prairie times, during those times, before the internet, social media, before these chicks had access to the Kardashians and OnlyFans and seeking arrangements. You know, could you imagine trying to live that life now? It's crazy. It's not going to work. You can't have Little House in the Prairie and Wi-Fi at the same time, Thunder Chicken. Those two things don't go together. I'm not sure you really have a realistic life plan, dude. Probably not going to happen. I'd imagine Little House in the Prairie would have been a much different show if there was social media. I can only imagine what that would look like. Special K said I used to watch that show all the time. Well, now you're just showing your age, Special K. Michael Landon, yeah, he was the lead actor. He was the dad. He was a big time actor back in the day. He was on Bonanza first. I'm pretty sure he was on Bonanza, which was a big cowboy western show. And I think his claim to fame is Little House in the Prairie. And he had another 1980s, late 70s, 80s television show series. It was called Highway to Heaven, everybody. Highway to Heaven. Classic 80s, 70s, and 80s TV. Yeah, Heidi thinks Michael Landon was a hottie. Michael Landon was like a Patrick Swayze type of guy. Heidi, who was hotter, Michael Landon, Patrick Swayze, or John Travolta in your book? Because I could imagine, Heidi, all three of those guys were probably dreamboats for like a young Heidi. You know, when you were first coming into your let's say your sexuality, Heidi. If I had to guess, you're going to say Patrick Swayze. Oh, she went with Michael Landon. Right. That means Heidi has daddy issues because he was an older guy when you were young, Heidi. See, now we're going to build Heidi's psychological profile, which I pretty much have already. I have Heidi pinned. That's why Heidi fucking is hopelessly addicted and in love with me, because I have her completely figured out psychologically, spiritually, emotionally, and otherwise. Like I have her pegged, and she knows it. So the fact that you were into Michael Landon shows a lot about you, Heidi. You obviously have unresolved daddy issues that express themselves sexually in terms of your desires towards older men. It's obvious. It's completely fucking obvious. Jackie Fox said early Nick Cage for me. Well, Jackie, you're probably the first person to ever utter those words in history, but to each their own. To each their own. Yeah, Heidi, I'm the weirdo, sure. Come on, Heidi. Get with it. Yeah, Razvan knows. Razvan has these women figured out too. Because I'd imagine where Razvan's from, Romania, it's a little different. You know, the male-female dynamic in Romania, I could imagine, is, a lot different than you see with these American people. I'm sure it's a lot less simpish in Romania. I've seen those Romanian courtship rituals, Razvan. It's basically the chicks walking down the street, and a bunch of guys just kind of throw a pillowcase over her head and wrap her up and toss her in a van. I've seen these things, guys. It's real. It still happens. They basically capture the woman. They kidnap her. And then the kidnappee's family goes to the woman's family. And then, like, they negotiate a marriage. Razvan, when's that going to happen for you, Razvan? Or did you already do it? Because we always see you driving around and look what looks like a white minivan, Razvan. Is that your job? Do you drive the van? I just figured out what Razvan does, everybody. He's the guy who drives the he's the guy who drives the bride kidnapping van around. That's how Razvan makes a living. They call him up. It's 1-800 fucking bride nap. And then Razvan shows up with a bunch of his fucking Romanian goons. You know? I get it, Razvan. It's a good way to monetize, but it kind of defeats the purpose because the groom's supposed to kind of do it himself with his buddies. It's supposed to show how interested and dedicated he is towards the process. But I'd imagine Razvan kind of took that concept and capitalized on it. 1-800 Bag a Bride. Owned and operated by Razvan. He'll catch these brides for you, everybody. Now we know what you do all day, riding around in that creepy fucking van of yours, dude. Give me a break. See, Heidi, you can't help yourself. She says, Z, I wasn't starstruck or lusting after men on TV. I had real boys and then men in my life. Yeah, Heidi, we know. Like I said, it's nothing to brag about. It's nothing to brag about. It's not hard. It wasn't hard for you, Heidi. We all know you were quite a little looker. You seem quite petite, too. I'd imagine you were more of a spinner than anything else. Yeah, definitely. Unindoctrinated says it's like a prize patrol. It's like a prize patrol van, but instead of the big check, you get kidnapped. Yeah, Ryan, I'm not kidding, dude. It's still to this day like a ritual in these countries. Like you just kidnap the chick, and then you pretty much like ransom her off. Like it's really weird, man. And you guys think we're at the height of human civilization? I don't think we're ever civil. This idea, guys, that we're presented with through mainstream media that we're at the pinnacle of humanity, that we slowly, over eons of time, evolved into what we see now as the modern day human, Homo sapiens sapien. You know, with the species so nice you had to say it twice. Like we're the pinnacle. Like we've just evolved and we've reached, you know, the level of, again, technology and civilization that we're at now. Come on, guys. You buying that story? There appears to be a whole ancient ruined civilization just buried underneath of us, under the waters and stuff. Complete whole ancient megalithic structures and cities that were just buried. How can anybody still buy that story? It's the height of ignorance and insanity to just ignore all the evidence literally underneath of us, right under our noses, all around the world. And to think that, like, we just crawled out of the Stone Ages and this is the best it is. This is the best it's going to get for humanity, or at least the best it's ever been. It's insane. The reality is, this technology seems quite crude. Our means, our mechanism of energy, the form of energy we use seems to be sophomoric at best. Dirty, destructive. It's actually laughable. It's much more likely that we go through cycles, guys. Rise and falls. Ebb and flow, like anything else. This whole reality seems to be some type of perpetual spiraling experience that seems to just repeat itself throughout time. There really is nothing new under the sun. Just different incarnations, different versions. But if you're still buying that mainstream narrative, man, I really don't know where to go with you. I'll say what I always say to anybody who hasn't heard it. Me, those like me, those who think like me, whatever that means, we may not be able to tell you what this place is, but we can tell you what it's not. It's not the history that they gave us. It's not the science they gave us. It's not the cosmology they gave us. And it certainly isn't the religions that they gave us. But at least that gives us a starting point, because we could wipe the slate clean and at least give ourselves an opportunity to examine this reality with fresh eyes. Cleared from the fog of indoctrination. Cleared from our perceptions. It's a much better way to look at this place, guys. But it takes a courage. It takes a courage to face the unknown, because we're conditioned for answers. Whoever's running this whole thing, again, the powers that shouldn't be, they've trained us to look to mommy and daddy authority, whether it's government or otherwise, academia, quote unquote, science, hashtag science. They've trained us to look for answers. Oh, I have a question. Somebody give me the answer. Oh, there it is. Google told me. Oh, my university professor told me. Oh, my priest, my pastor told me. Oh, my mom or dad told me. Oh, my government official told me. We want easy answers. And they give them to us. Doesn't mean it's the right answer. So we're trained that there's going to be always somebody above us. It starts out with our parents, and then the government just takes its place. And we're trained that there's always going to be that authority that's going to answer all our tough questions. They're going to tuck us in bed at night, read us our bedtime story. Whether the bedtime story is the Bible, the Quran, the books of Judaism, fucking Hinduism, Buddhism. We want our bedtime stories so we can sleep at night. But do you have the courage to go past that stuff? Do you have the courage to enter the unknown? Is it okay not to know every little thing? Because I assure you, when they tell you that they have the heavens and the cosmos figured out, modeled and mapped, they do not. When they tell you that they have the subatomic world, particles, protons, neutrons, electrons, figured out, I assure you they do not. These are just stories. Can you face the unknown? I don't know. Just a question. Just a question. So you have somebody like Monk here. Monk, you're somebody who's hopelessly addicted to this platform. Because Monk likes to come here every morning, but apparently doesn't want to be here. So I'm not sure, Monk, what that really says about you, that you come here each and every morning and you won't shut up and chat, but you apparently don't want to be here. When you say, Paul, bring back wake up music at this hour, Please, thank you. It's kind of weird, Monk. You have to see that it says more about you than me, right? Because I'm just here presenting myself, right? You have a choice to be here, but you're the one here claiming that you're at a place that's in some way displeasing to you. Do you understand how strange that is? And how weak that makes you look and how foolish that makes you look, Monk? You have to understand that, right? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe you guys in the chat could help Monk out because he doesn't seem to understand that apparently he's has the ability for choice and free will. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, Monk. Who knows? Right, Monk. Haha, don't be triggered. I got shit to do. I don't stay all day like some of you. Right, Monk. You got it, Monk. Whatever it takes, Monk. Whatever you need to do to whatever you need to tell yourself so you can, wake up in the morning and not want to, not want to just roll back in bed. So whatever you need, Monk. I'm sure you got shit to do. So maybe go do it, Monk. Or maybe just listen. Much love, though. Much love. Jeff Hyatt, you love Nancy Griffith. Jeff Hyatt, are you secretly Nancy Griffith in disguise? Every morning, Jeff Hyatt comes here and mentions the 80s and 90s artist Nancy Griffith. He says, hey, Nancy Griffith song, You Can't Go Home Again. But I'll have to thank you, Jeff Hyatt, because you've turned me on to Nancy Griffith. I listen to her now. I listened to her again yesterday. You have to be the president of the Nancy Griffith fan club, Jeff Hyatt. Check out Nancy Griffith, everybody. You won't be disappointed. She's lovely. She's lovely. Christos, do you know who Thunder Chicken is courting in the land of Enslavia? Do you know? The whole world wants to know. Special K says, Z, it's crazy you're talking about this. My mom was just saying how all the Catholic schools parishes are merging. I don't know. I'm not sure what I was talking about at the time. I'm not sure. Yeah, Thunder Chicken's going on and on. He's off the market now. Thunder Chicken, I wouldn't quite take yourself on the market just because you're about to bag one of these unslavia wenches. Probably not the best move. Razvan says, in Romania, we have ladies we call the bike villagers, old ancient tradition. So what do? Are they like matchmakers? Razvan? Like Fiddler on the Roof? Remember Fiddler on the Roof, everybody? They had the heebie-jeebies, matchmakers, our small hattie friends, right? Come on, Fiddler on the Roof. If I was a rich man, da-da-da-da-da, all that stuff. I like musicals, guys. That doesn't make me gay, Razvan. So don't laugh at me because I like musicals. I like musicals. I like Jewy musicals, but I think all musicals are Jewy. Anything in Hollywood before, I don't know, last year is Jewy. So when I say I like Jewy musicals, that's probably a redundant statement. You know, Rodgers and Hammerstein or whatever their names are, they're all Jewy. It's Jewy stuff. They're all Jewish writers, Jewish musicians. So when I say I like Jewish musicals, I guess that's every musical, but Fiddler on the Roof's good. I like it. I even watched Yentl the other day. Some of you older listeners know what I'm talking about. It's Barbra Streisand movie, Yentl. It's from like 1980. You know? Papa, can you hear me? Papa, can you hear me? Fucking Barbra Streisand. I gotta admit, Barbra Streisand was a looker back in the day. Not everybody's into Barbra Streisand, you know? Especially because she hit the proverbial wall going warp speed. But a young Barbra Streisand, like A Star is Born, Barbra Streisand, or what's the movie she did? Funny Face with Richard Gere. Even Yentl, when she had that little boyish haircut. I gotta hand it to Barbra Streisand. I like that look. What can I say? I'm a Barbra Streisand fan, everybody. Do what you want with it, YouTube. Somebody, you're a fellow, cut that up. Make a video of me talking about how I love Barbra Streisand, musicals, and how I want Christos to come on here with his shirt off. Not because I want to see Christos with his shirt off, but because I know it'll help, help promote my channel. Because it'll drive these ladies nuts. They're all fucking thirsty as fuck. Christos is laughing. Papa, can you hear me? Papa, can you hear me? Come on, Fiddler on the Roof, everybody. Yentl. Get with it. I have an affinity for the Jewish culture. I don't know why. I am Italian. It's very similar. Like some of us know, basically. Italians are basically Jews who can't read. Very similar cultures, except for the whole Jesus thing. But that aside, that little small detail aside, they're basically the same. You have the neurotic, overbearing mothers, You got the typical fathers who are disconnected from the family and just generally unpleasant. You have some type of pervasive, ever-present culture of I don't know. Let's call it inbreeding sometimes. It's not uncommon for to have a kissing cousin when you're in these type of, let's call it ethnic, these ethnic cultures. Like your third cousin is kind of okay. It's kind of okay to, people kind of let that slide. It's called consanguinity. There's a term, guys. Look it up. A lot of inbreeding. You find a lot of inbreeding in the Jewish culture. Any of these groups, the Amish, the Jewish, hell, I think even the Mormons and stuff. Any of these closed cultures or groups, you find a lot of inbreeding. You just do. And you'll see a lot of genetic disorders associated with it because a lot of genetic disorders and differences and disabilities stem from so-called recessive genes. They're recessive traits. So it means both parents have to have it. They have to be carriers for it. So when you have a more diverse interaction, and you could diversify the genetics, you have less chance of these genetics expressing themselves, right? So you get these fucking, put it this way, guys, if the genetic pool is too shallow, it's really not good. It's just not. Look at these elites, the way they look and stuff. They're preserving their bloodlines throughout the years, and they're just, you guys know what I'm talking about. Let's move on. I feel like it's time to move on from that topic. It's too much. What do you guys say? Sly Shy in the house. What's up, Sly Shy? Jackie Fox, Melodome, Green Man, Sovereign Mist, yep, yeah. Yeti Life, Stephen Crumley. Stephen Crumley says cousins are for practice. I actually agree with that. You and I can resonate on that, Stephen Crumley. Everybody needs a kissing cousin growing up. People don't like to talk about that. You're at the family reunion, you know, maybe you go on a hike. Everybody needs a kissing cousin. It's just part of the whole game. Now Monk's just throwing out song lyrics in here. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Thunder Chicken says, "Didn't you say you had your first drink at a bar mitzvah?" Z, you have Jewish nostalgia. No, it wasn't a bar mitzvah, Thunder Chicken. It was a quinceanera. Quinceanera. Isn't that what it's called? Quinceanera? Or is that the dinner I just ordered at the taco truck last night? I'm not sure, but it's a quinceanera is like a sweet 16, but it's for 15-year-olds because they're Spanish. They get them started a little bit younger. So in the world of the less melanated, so to speak, we have sweet 16s. But for all the Hispanic, the Hispanic peoples out there, they do a sweet 15. It's called a quinceanera. They start them early. And so my first drink was at a quinceanera. I was 14 at the time. It was Puerto Rican rum. She was a Puerto Rican lady. And it was Puerto Rican rum. I think it was a rum and Coke, which I still enjoy today. Like I said, I'm not a big drinker, guys. I mostly just drink beer if I'm going to have, with a meal. Sometimes wine if I'm in the mood. If I'm feeling extra Guido Guinea Wop that day, I'll drink some red wine, some Italian table wine. I'm not a big spirits drinker, but if I am to drink spirits, it's rum. I have a sweet tooth, guys. I like rum with like pineapple stuff and coconut. Sweet rum, I like these type of fucking drinks. I like mojitos. So I like rum. I like Puerto Rican rum, all kinds of rum. And I don't drink soda. And it's been a while, but say if I tried to go out for a night, I don't know. A friend of mine decides they're going to make a mistake and get married and have like a bachelor party. I've skipped the last 10 bachelor parties I'm invited to. On principle, mainly, because I'm not going to support any of my friends getting legally married. Like, I am the turd in that punch bowl, guys. Like, my cousins and stuff have gotten married over the last, like, say, 3 or 4 years. And they always send me invites. And I just throw them right in the fucking trash. I'm not showing up and supporting you, like, your marriage. I should just send them back, like, in the decline, the decline note, and just say, sorry, I can't make the marriage, but call me when she divorces your ass. I'll show up to that party. I'm that guy. I'm the guy that all my friends call after it doesn't work out. Like, they know not to call me anymore. Oh, like Thunder Chicken. He's all happy this morning. He found the lady. And Thunder Chicken, at this point, I consider him one of my boys. So I won't really play into it. But Thunder Chicken, hit me up when it goes south. I'm that guy. I don't know what that says about me. Probably something. I'm not sure. But anyway, I don't drink soda. But if I were out, like at a bachelor party, and I was to get a drink, like a standard normie drink, I would get rum and Coke. Because I don't like, but I like Coke. Like, I don't drink it because it's poison. But I love Coke, man. It's Coca-Cola. It tastes fucking good. So many reasons. It's got the caffeine bump. So I like the caffeine with the rum. I like that mix. And I'll even say this, and this is weird coming from me, is sometimes I'll even get a Diet Coke with rum. It's been like 5 years, but because sometimes it's too sweet if you're drinking it all night, if it's the regular Coke. But I like the fizziness with the caffeine, with the rum. It's a good mix. Anyway, what's Ruled by Saturn saying? He says, coconut rum, Howie, hits the palate, real smooth. Yeah, coconut and rum and pineapple. Like, you mix these things together right, and it's fucking amazing. Meldum says, come to my bar, Z. I'll buy you a drink. Yeah, bro. Once I go down south to visit Heidi, I'll make it a whole thing. Maybe I'll bring Heidi to your bar. Heidi, if I come visit you in Florida, will you go to Awesome Austin's bar with me? We'll get a little tuned up before we do our thing. Heidi? It's not a bad idea. I don't know. Heidi might have rage quit. She rage quits fucking 3 times a day, so who knows? I'll make it down there, Austin. I'm gonna I think eventually I'm going to do a Z world tour, or at least a US tour. Yeah, Heidi said she'll do it. If I do a tour, Austin, I might start out in Florida, maybe South Carolina. I don't know. I need to take inventory of my friends, my metaversal friends, Austin. I'm really not sure. These metaversal streets have me questioning everybody. I don't know who's a Z guy and who isn't anymore. I don't think some people even know if they're a Z guy or not. You know, I tend to ruffle some feathers sometimes. I tend to stir up the waters, so to speak. You know. Yeah, yeah, it will happen, dude. It will happen, man. Florida is calling me, Heidi. Or are you just calling me to Florida? I'm not sure. Either way, Heidi. I'll have to hit you up. I was leaving room for Thunder Chicken, Heidi, but since he's moving on, um, I might have to take my opportunity. I might have to. I think Heidi and I would get along quite well. Quite well. Quite well. All right, I got to rein it in. Because I'll listen back to my show and I realize, like, the parts where I start getting all crazy with the ladies here and stuff, like I know it comes off a certain way, but like I'm actually here getting crazy about the ladies. Like it's not really an act. I need to pull back a little bit. It's kind of gross and pervy, you know. Southern Chicken says, "Damn Z, we would have made a good team." Are you suggesting that we tag team Heidi? I kind of suspect that Heidi would be down with that. Heidi, I'm not saying I'm down with it. It's not really my flavor, honestly, but if Thunder Chicken and I kind of went to work on you, Heidi, like really went to work on you, like we took out you know, like the toolbox and we just really spent our time working you down. Is that something you'd be into or what? Would you? I think she'd be into it, Special K. She says no. She says no, but if Thunder Chicken and I really just spent our time dismantling Heidi, we'd put you back together after Heidi. We'd give you the aftercare. I'd leave the aftercare to Thunder Chicken. He can take care. Guys, aftercare is important, If you're going to go to work on these chicks, you just can't leave them all. You just can't put them away wet like you know, like an old Kawasaki motorcycle from the 80s that you really don't care about anymore. You can't put her away after you rode her rough, dirty, and wet. You just can't throw her in the fucking garage and forget about her. You have to supply aftercare. So what I'm proposing, Thunder Chicken and Heidi, is, we explore this a little bit more. But I'm going to leave all the cleanup work to Thunder Chicken. I'm probably just going to hit the road after that and move on. So I don't know. You guys let me know if it's something you're interested in. Right. Melodome Austin says no balls touching. That's all that matters. as long as your balls don't touch, it's not gay, really. Right. Thunder Chicken says you don't have to go to Paris. What did he say? You don't have to go to Paris to see the Eiffel Tower. Now we're talking, Thunder Chicken. Heidi, you would lose your mind if something like that happened. You would lose your ever-loving mind. There's no doubt about it. Snafu thinks it's a little bit gay, dude, but you're MGTOW, so I don't know how much we can go by. I'm not sure. It might be a little gay. I might have to agree with you somewhat, Snafu Snaps. We're having fun here, guys. What else we're gonna do? I just can't come on here every morning and rage out about the New World Order and the powers that fucking shouldn't be. I just can't do that every morning. It's impossible. Yeah, Sly Shy. Sly Shy's way involved in the metaverse too. Sly Shy's got her lady balls fucking balls deep in the metaverse. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, Sly Shy. I bet back in your day, Sly Shy, you were quite the lady killer. Sly Shy. I mean, I know you know, Sly Shy, you're no spring chicken, but word on the street is that Sly Shy invented scissoring, Sly Shy. Or at least I hear that Sly Shy brought the scissoring technique to the black community. Just what I heard. I don't know. I have my ear to the streets, guys. I know what's up. Sly Shy. Yeah, she's laughing. We know what you're into, Sly Shy. We know what you're into. There's no doubt about it, Sly Shy. Rob Cleveland, you should take notes from Sly Shy. I'm sure she could teach you how to pick up white bitches. Probably better than any guys in here. Trust me. Hashtag trust me. Right, Meldum. She's a scissor sister. Yeah. There's no carpet left in her house. Yeah, coming at you, the chat. Well, Slash, certain labels fit. You know, certain stereotypes are stereotypes for a reason. Where's London Man? I need to promote our show tonight. London Man, are you here? If you're here, London Man, come up. Let's promote our show together. Where the fuck are you? We have a huge show tonight, and you're fucking AWOL, bro. Come on, dude. We're gonna break the metaverse with tonight's show, and you're not even here to fucking promote it. Anyway, I'll promote it. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, for your viewing pleasure, don't miss the Zetetic Warrior's appearance on the London Man channel, London McLovin. That's right. Tonight, one time only, your friend, me, Zetetic Warrior, will be interviewed. I'm gonna be chopping it up with the one and only London McLovin on his channel with his lovely co-host Pamela Mystical Musings, who I'd say I find quite attractive, if you want to know the truth. And let me drop the link to it, guys. That way you don't miss it. I want you guys to miss it. It's gonna be quite a show. There's no doubt about it. We're gonna be chopping it up. I'm sure he'll open the panel up afterwards and open it up to the fucking metaversal miscreants. Where am I? Why can't I drop this link? What the fuck? I gotta work on my timing here. Where's the link, guys? Here it is. All right. Go ahead, hit the link. Hit the notification bell, because it's tonight. God. Slash, I said I was gay until I met Dick. Whatever, Slash Shy. We'll take your word for it. London, Ruled by Saturn says the London McMuffin show should be good. Yeah, man. London Man, dude. Nuba says my ex was straight until she met me. I don't know how to take that, Nuba. That can mean so many things. And motherfucker in charge, Steve, pretty much saying he's a boob guy. Fair enough, Steve. I'm not sure if anybody was asking, but thanks anyway, I guess. Who else? Meldum says I used to call my wife Rainbow Barbie. Well, I think I know where he's going with that one. Much love, Meldum. Too bad it seems like something that was in the past. That might be something you want to cultivate in your present. I don't know. Having a rainbow Barbie wife might not be the worst thing. Although it may get a little complicated, but if anybody could probably navigate those waters, it'll be you, Austin. I'm sure of it. Much love either way. Much love. What are you going off about this morning, Snafu? It's quite early in your world. You're like hyped up. Right, Austin says my wife is gay until she met me. Fair enough, Austin. Fair enough. I'm not sure it just goes away like that. Like I said, it might be something worth exploring. Who knows? You know. Snafu Snaps going off on the John Benet murder mystery. Who knows, Snafu? I'm not sure where you're coming from with that. Yeah. Not sure. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah, Snafu's fired up this morning. He's got something to say. All right, Snafu. I'll drop the link in. That's the wrong link. I always do that. You drop the right link in. I can't imagine what Snafu's so fired up about. You never know with him. There's a couple things you can guarantee from Snafu. Right. Thank you. Ramon Marquez knows. What you're going to hear from Snafu is Pogo fucktard infiltrated media camp cupcake. Right. Like, we almost don't even need you to come up, Snafu. We could just, like, fill in the blanks. Like, we just know what you're going to say. You're just going to call somebody a Pogo fucktard cupcake. You're probably going to give us some MGTOW talking points. You know, and then I'll probably move on. Right. The Joe Cool says. He says he's guessing Pogo optics are high, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. He's likely going to have his fire alarm, you know, beeping in the background because he just doesn't want to replace the battery. Snafu's one of those. We found out that Snafu's one of those guys, and I don't understand all you people who do this out there. I really don't. And I'm not just looking directly at all my peoples of color, but I kind of am. It seems like, for some reason, if you're a person of color, you have something against changing the batteries in your fucking smoke alarms. I can't tell you how many times I go on, like, say, TikTok or something, and it'll be, let's just face it, like a single black mom. I'm just saying, don't get upset, Joe Cool. I don't want to, I don't want to paint your peoples with such a broad brush, but what is it about these black single moms, Joe Cool, living in Chicago? Every time they post something on TikTok, I hear their fucking smoke alarm beeping in the background. Like, they're not changing the batteries. Do black folk have something against changing batteries? I don't know. Yeah, Crumley says the smoke alarm battery optics are high. You know? Like, what is it? Like, are they just like, oh, fuck that. That's the landlord's job, motherfucker. That's the landlord's job. I ain't changing no battery. Fucking landlord. You need to change. I don't know, Joku. I'm walking. See, this is what happens with me, guys. I start skating on thin ice. You know, I never know if I'm pushing it too far. Joe Cool says, I thought smoke alarm batteries alerts were for single women. Right. You're right, Joe Cool. I shouldn't make it a racial thing. It's not just these black single moms. It's the white ones, too. Right. These bitches, Joe Cool, these single bitches ain't changing their smoke alarm batteries. It's crazy. Anyway, I better stop. I'm going to get in trouble. Like Sly Shy, she likes my humor, but whenever I push it too far in the racial direction, I can tell she gets a little nervous. And she'll come up here and she'll fucking lay the smackdown on me. And of course, I have to listen to Sly Shy. I'm a white male in America, which means if a black female lesbian comes up here and gives me a tongue lashing, I just have to listen to her. There's really nothing I could do about it, Joe Cool. You know it too, Joe Cool. You know, you're not a white male, but you're a male. If Slash I came up, Joe Cool, and just started fucking raining down holy hellfire on your ass, you would just have to sit there and do your little Joe Cool giggle and take it. Yeah, he's laughing because he knows it's true. Joe Cool, we can't do anything against these bitches. They're running the whole show now. It's crazy, Snafu Snaps. Snafu Snaps, they complain about the patriarchy, but they're instituting a matriarchal society that's basically leading to a complete new world order enslavement. Let's bring you up, Snafu. Your thoughts.
I kind of agree with you on the push of that. Today's a good day, though, man. I'm not going to come up here and yell or scream, pogo, because now I know efforts for these criminals, traitors, frauds, and big-time pedophile rings, we're actually making dents in the YouTube platform. I come up here and scream pogo to you guys all the time. Now, you guys got to realize when I say privately owned, government-operated, infiltrated media relations, because of the people I've worked with and know, there's a lot of things behind the scenes going on. One of those is ritualistic things that happen to the innocent. I won't say too much because, as you know, Mel Gibson's coming out with a documentary, but again, he's part of the big game that these elites and these criminal actions. Well, a big YouTuber, one of the Pogos, linked to Marfugal, we've been exposing, named Monograph or Steve Quest, and Rakita Law, Laguna Fish, actually did a interview with Rakita Law, trying to act like he and her were pals, but I know Rakita, he could care less about her. Rakita Law's in a lawsuit with Mr. Monograph, Steve Quest, or many aliases, who was tied to the John Benet Ramsey murder questioning. We, Snafu Crew, have been doing various pieces on Pogos, as you know, screaming pogo, pogo, pogo. We actually struck a nerve. This morning, Mr. Monograph, Steve Quest, posted a video on one of the CIA Pentagon task force people that we have used as sources and articles, and Monograph was triggered and did a video today on his Umbrella Man channel.
Hold on,
and that's really good for that's really good for us, because now the human nature of triggerism, that's the people could see how triggered it is, and so that just shows that these criminals are out there on YouTube. I just want to thank all my team and everyone out there listening. And Z, thank you for giving everyone an opportunity to do what you do. But there's a lot of stuff on this internet game that you guys don't understand, behind the scenes, things like that. And I know I come here acting a fool all the time, but I'm very proud of our team and some of these people, because Monograph, Mr. Umbrella Man, is very triggered because he is tied to some of this very serious accusations that we know are true. And people do need to stand up for the innocent. And people use YouTube channels and other various forms of things for trafficking and many other sources, data collection. So I know I act a fool a lot of times, but I just want to say thank you to the Snafu crew out there, because we are making dents. That's all I got to say.
Snafu, right on. Just know that all views expressed by Snafu are his views and
his my views. Yes,
because I'm not really familiar with any of the. I'm not familiar with any of the players of this story. So,
well, many viewers are, many aren't. These are big channels. Monograph, Steve Quest. Again, Rakita Law, Laguna Fish came up here bragging. I did a interview with Rakita Law. Rakita Law is in a lawsuit with this guy, and it's funny because this Monograph guy, who's very serious, he's linked to the Hillary Clinton torture website servers. Z,
Snafu, here's the big question: is
we pointed that shit out.
I know you're MGTOW, Snafu, but given the opportunity, if Lauren De Laguna,
MGTOW slap bitches in the face with their cocks all the time, bro. Doesn't mean you can't fuck a bitch.
Right. So my point is, if Lauren De Laguna offered herself to you in a sexual way, you would turn her down. You wouldn't go there.
Absolutely, 1,000,000 trillion%. Z.
Is it that you wouldn't want her to get?
She went from acting like a lawyer to a hoe. Like, you saw the transformation, right? She was trying to act all lawyer and professional and and then after that little hit piece failure with Illumitami, she just hoed it out after that.
Snafu, I mean, can it not be said indeed that all lawyers are hoes in some way? I don't know.
Absolutely. I mean, you already know. And I do think it could be gayish. Gayish. The ISH was emphasis when what you're talking earlier. Not too gay. Gayish.
Oh, so your take is that if two guys are basically tag teaming, like if Thunder Chicken and I were to end up Eiffel Towering Heidi,
it happens.
You would say that's slightly gay?
Slightly, little less, as long as business is handled.
Right. So there's
OTW
shades
would,
of
of course
gayness,
he
huh?
would. Of course OTW would fuck
Right.
Laguna.
OTW says that he'll take Lagoon Creature,
You
Lorna
would eat
Laguna.
that tuna fish out, dude, probably right after she fucked me.
I have no
That's
doubt
how
about
OTW
that.
is. I would fuck her in the back room and then he'd eat her out. He wouldn't even get laid.
Yeah, Patrick, we have no doubt
Patrick,
that
like,
yeah.
is he seriously really thinking he? Well, actually, she might go for him.
I don't know. I don't know my thoughts on it.
She's been
two
very
men.
open about money and men.
I'm not sure if it's gay. Man, hold on. Snafu Snaps, Ruled by Saturn has it out for OTW, man. I don't know what the relationship is, but he really, Patrick, I don't know if you know that, but Ruled by Saturn, man, he's not an OTW fan. Not by any means, dude. Very strange. London Man, here you
OTW.
are. Hold on a second, Snafu. London Man, let's come up and promote the show tonight. I already did a cold promotion, but it'd be better if you're up here, dude. We have a big show coming up, this evening, London Man. We gotta do a warm promotion here to all my viewers. Links in the chat, London Man. Come on up, even if for a second. No pressure.
Hey, did your pal ever show up? I haven't been paying attention. Or not your pal,
Who's
but
that?
the Earth Slapper.
I advised him. You're talking about Trinity 4 Dave. I advised him to chill out for a little bit. So if he shows up, that's on him. Okay. Yeah, I basically, I gave him, for what it's worth, not like he's contacted me. When I say advise him, I just did it here in my airways to just, I think Snafu, Trinity Dave needs to release a statement on his channel, and he needs to be contrite and he needs to be humble, but he doesn't need to accept culpability or guilt, right? And then what he needs to do is, when the time is right, and he needs to chill out. Then when the time is right, he needs to do like a softball interview. You get what I'm saying? He can't come on here with my hard-hitting open panel or like OTWs where he's probably going to get a lot of flack. He needs to go somewhere a little bit more cupcakey, do a powder puff interview, right? Then chill out a little bit more and then slowly work back into his content. I think anything. Go ahead.
I gotta interrupt you because it made me just think of something that people were questioning you on. And it totally even made me go, what the fuck was Z saying out of his fucking mouth? And I just want to hear your explanation for this. About 2 or 3 days ago, you were just talking and it was about just random shit, right? But you brought up Ian. And you said Ian is a shepherd or our shepherd. What do you mean by that?
What do you mean, dude? What do you mean?
Like, do you think he's a shepherd to us, like with knowledge, or do you think he's someone who can learn? Like, I was curious when you said that. It makes me just think.
I mean, he has followers, right? So he's the shepherd to his followers. He has his own sheep.
Okay.
And you see how they are in the Cupcakeville.
Yeah. Okay. I took it. So did others. See, and I'm glad I said this because people were questioning, and I wanted you on record. I was like, oh, he should know about this, because, and it's as simple as just correcting it like you just did. Because I took it a different way too. I was like, well, did he just say Ian's our shepherd? And that's how it sounded for a minute. I get what you're saying, to his followers, to his community. I get it.
Right, because you notice since he's been gone, you see all his acolytes like loosely scattered across the Truthiverse. I know you notice it, Snafu.
Absolutely.
Like they're everywhere. Like you'll catch them. Like they'll pop up here in my channel. They pop up on OTW's channel, Paul's channel. I see them on London Man's channel. It's like they're now looking for a new shepherd. They're scattered.
It's the same thing that happens all the time.
Scattered.
Nothing's new under the sun with these YouTube channels. Like I said, I've seen big channels who had fallouts. I've seen big channels that had to restart, or channels like they got fights with mods and the whole fucking shit show, And I'm talking like 100,000 subscriber channels or plus 200,000, And I seen it where like all the people. They disappear for a minute, but then they start like coming in your channel, so, just trying to integrate a little because they're lost. I get what you're saying.
Right, it's a weird phenomenon that happens on here. Is you start to see these I don't know, man. People like attach to people in a certain way, and I don't know, man. It's just an interesting dynamic that we're seeing playing out. But I'm wondering where London Man is, dude. Maybe he doesn't want to come up today.
I would like to hear OTW and this other guy, because now he's saying OTW is grifting, and I've seen a little good and both. Not like too bad with OTW. I see a lot of bended knee with OTW. I'll say that.
Here's what I'll say on OTW subject. First of all, Ruled by Saturn. I mean, you know, I enjoy your comments, but Ruled by Saturn is one of those that we've never seen or heard from. You know, Ruled by
Never.
Saturn still remains, you know, a voice in the chat. Now, so for Ruled by Saturn to levy claims against OTW, we have to weigh that in because OTW presents himself fully and wholly to the metaverse, right?
Well, Z, let's be real. He's not a voice in the chat. We could run a VPN, simple. But yes, I get what you're saying.
I'm not going to do that.
I know what you're saying. I'm just saying this metaverse, people realize, just like I was proud of the people do. I scream a lot, but there's a lot of things going behind the scenes with these digital platforms. And you think that, you know, so no one's anonymous, so to speak, unless you have really big tech ties.
Ruled by Saturn's basically saying that Patrick's a grifter and a gold bricker. Now, that's a heavy claim.
That's heavy.
Somebody. Now,
heavy.
I will say this. I do notice tendencies in Patrick that since he's monetized, I do see a little greed demon in Patrick that shows himself sometimes. Like
I saw a perfect comment, Z. Someone said he got a taste of money and it was on since then.
Like I've seen that. Like a couple days ago, Patrick woke up and his greed demon expressed himself. And he just wanted to stream over top of me, and he was throwing shade at me, and he was acting all weird to me, like resentful and stuff, like coming up here, fucking being like, I'll just fucking stream right now. You want to fucking blah blah blah. Like, so I see it in Patrick, and Patrick, I think that's something you might want to take a look at, bro, because I think he's seeing the shekels now, and I don't want you to overplay your hand, Patrick, because that little greed demon, I think we're all susceptible to it. But I can see it in Patrick.
I gotta be real. I gotta be real with you.
That shows up. Go ahead.
I gotta be real with you, Z. In my opinion, when I saw you and Brian O'Shea and Benton and then fucking him and all these guys also starting doing their thing, and you guys, okay, a lot of you guys were new to the game. Some of us have been doing this for years. You saw some of these people who are like, wow, I got to taste this could be something cool, new. Then you saw some people are like, oh, the message is important. Like with you were trying to figure out on street or here, or you actually, I'm very proud you took the time to think about what to do. Like you meditation, thinking, like patience is a virtue. And you did that. I have noticed people like OTW and Brian, they're pushing hard, they're putting in the work, but it's almost like too much. Like as far as like, is the message more important or is it you're trying to get big? And so I do see the optics with that. And I think Z is a perfect example of patience is virtue because you did take the time to think about it. You have gone kind of like with the flow of things. And at first, I got to admit, at first you were just like them. You were like, wow, you got a taste of it, I think. And you were on it. And then I think a lot of things kind of slowed you down. But that was my take on it. That's my personal opinion.
Well, I think it's a balance like anything. You know, what I found is, I've said this before, I might as well say it again because it's on my mind. I'm going to bring you up in 2 seconds, OTW. What I found, Snafu, is that when I wasn't monetizing and coming on here every morning, I developed a resentment towards the process, bro. It wasn't something personal against other people, but I started feeling like a negative. It was becoming a negative experience for me, and I haven't monetized in any way yet. But you know, it's a plan. Like Meldome says, you need a Cash App. See, my followers kept saying, my listeners, Z, we want to support you, dude. And so I got to a point, and I realized many creators get to this point, and I'd imagine OTW got to this point because OTW, I don't think came into this game for monetization. Patrick has fucking had his channel for like years. Snafu. Patrick, the OTW is not a new channel.
He watched me with the whole Marfugal thing. OTW is old school. I know him very well.
So I think what happened was, I don't know, Patrick, I'm going to bring up to speak for yourself, but likely he probably started experiencing like me, where he's like, look, I want to be here. I want to do this, but I see these other content creators. They're here putting the time in. They're monetized in some way. And, you know, I mean, I'll speak for myself, Patrick, but I started to build up a resentment, not towards you all, not towards other creators as such, but towards the process. So to me, I had to make a decision. I said, look, I'm starting to hate this whole thing. So if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it all in, right? So anyway, let's let Patrick speak for himself. Let's welcome back to the show, OTW News.
What's up, everybody? Hold on, gotta fix my mic stand and put the volume down. All right. What's up, man? You know what? I think people don't take into consideration the history. Like you were mentioning before, my channel's been there for a long time. I never monetized. All right. I could have easily put any kind of Cash App, Ko-fi link, anything on my channel for having to, if I was a gold digger or whatever you guys are calling me. This is stupid. You know,
There's a guy in the chat.
after now 8 months, you know, that I've been doing this consecutively, and I'm actually investing in something that I believe in, that I have actual pleasure doing, and you know, I wanted to make this like a job for me, you know, and I figured that if I invested some free time, that eventually that free time would pay off at a certain point, you know, in the sense that not just in the fact of the monetization, but the fact that I get to create with a bunch of awesome creators. I get to meet people that are freaking amazing, you know, and smart and intelligent, and they have all kinds of things to say. So this is a journey that's much more than just the money, you know. The fact that now I've monetized, now I'm a gold digger. Okay, so the whole 8 months before that, where I never even put a link for a Cash App or nothing, I did it all on my free time, gave my time, energy, and fucking, you know, attention to YouTube and all of these people watching. I did it for free, man. I didn't ask for anything. I figured, okay, now it's about time.
Well, you got to be fair with the people. You got to be fair with the people. You weren't marketing or branding yourself like you are now. You were a channel. Because I pay attention to all your channels.
On my channel either.
No, I agree. I'm going to stand up for you. That guy who said you're grifting is wrong. I'm going to stand up for OT. I've known you for years. I've seen you around. You saw me more food. That guy, I kind of agree with what Z said earlier. The whole breakdown. Whether I know he can't speak for you, OTW, but in my opinion, watching out, I know you're serious when you say this is something you enjoy and you are passionate about and you love.
Yeah.
I see that.
I only dropped the link for Ko-fi the minute that YouTube monetized me. All right.
I have no problem with people.
Why wouldn't I go for it? It was kind of a goal to attain, you know, get 1,000 subscribers. It's when you come on here and you want to reach goals, you have to have a long-term, process. It's not like you're not going to get 1,000 subs unless you get a fucking viral video overnight. You have to work hard, man. It's not just some fucking, you know, you got to prepare. You got to, you know, you have to come up with ideas. You always have to be authentic and original and have something to present every single day. Do you think it's easy? It's not easy. I'm not talking to you, Snafu. I think I know. I think you know what I'm talking about, and I think Zia as well understands what I'm saying. I'm talking to the people out there who act like fucking morons, who think that being monetized is a fucking bad thing. No, man. We work hard to get to that fucking point, man. It's like a goal. You put yourself a goal, and you reach that goal. Now the next goal is something else: 10,000 subscribers, and going further with the project, and yeah, getting bigger. What's wrong with getting bigger? What's wrong with having 100,000 subscribers? What do you think? I'm going to be a pogo then? Right? I'm going to be privately owned, government operated.
If you sell out, if you end up selling out, yeah. If you sell out when you get big.
That's one of the reasons why I'm not selling any products on my channel except for my own.
Well, it's not even selling products. It's not even.
Hold on. Let me weigh in.
I'm not even selling an idea. I'm not even selling an idea. I'm not even selling flat Earth or Mandela effects. I'm not going down those roads. I'm going down my road. I'm like,
no, I know what you're saying.
He's here. He presents himself in a certain manner. He's selling his self. That's what I'm doing on my channel. It's other words, OTW is Patrick. You understand? Everything.
Dude, I know it's Patrick because some of the things you've said where we disagree, where I call you out on your shit, like the one where you're like, I'll curl up and let kid, you know, I got in your shit about that. But I'll be the first one to say that you're like, no, make your bread, man. Do your thing. It's a business. It's a job. It's a hobby. It's whatever the fuck you want to do. Sellouts are sellouts. Traders are traders. You could tell the difference. Real recognizes real. But no, these fucktards who want to say, no, you know what? He's doing it. He's doing it right. He's not even frauding or acting all crazy. So fuck y'all fucking saying that shit. As far as the other cupcake shit, I get at you, Patrick, but I'm going to stand up for you on this one. Like for
All right,
real.
hold on, Snafu.
Anyways,
Hold on,
Sly,
Snafu.
I'm not triggered.
Hold on, hold
Sly.
on, everybody.
I'm
Hold
just
on,
pointing out the
everybody.
facts.
Relax. Everybody, chill. All right, I'm gonna let you go, Snafu. It was good having you here this morning. Any final thoughts?
All right, have a good night. Yeah, no, just again, hey, make sure you guys check out my newest video on Snafu MGTOW. And other than that, have a good night. Gay, whatever.
Much love, Snafu. Keep it real. Snafu, everybody. Snafu snaps. He hit us with some stuff, man, when he first came up about, different creators and things they're involved with. And here's the thing, Patrick. Even these creators that have commercials and stuff, like they'll take X amount of time out of their show or their video and they'll present like a commercial. It's usually a minute or two. And I don't really have a problem with that. It annoys me a little bit. Like I'll be listening to somebody and they'll kick into a commercial for like Antoine did that. Antoine Daniels, the moisturizer. A lot of these MGTOW, Manosphere. I follow these Manosphere guys. Some of them, and they promote that same cream that fucking Antoine Daniels was promoting. I don't really have a problem with that. I mean, because it's like an ad during your show. It's you know what I mean? But I don't see that as any better or worse than accepting contributions from people. It's I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but it kind of is what it is.
I agree with you because I was actually planning on doing it myself, where I was going to go out and look for YouTube businesses that correlate with the things that I believe in, like health products, like stuff like that, and maybe get affiliated with some really good
Hey, I've got a great
internet.
product for you, brother. We've got a new butt plug.
I knew it was something sexual. It had to be sexual. I thought you were going to say dildo, but butt plug. I guess that's fine.
Well, I mean, you don't really have a use for a dildo, so I figured a butt plug is something that we could sell, right? You can tell how like it fits great. Feels great to walk around with.
Man. You know what? We should
shines.
I have a better idea.
Got a little diamond on it.
We could get baby suckers, the things that they put in their mouth, and they could use that as a butt plug. That would be the advantage to it.
Being a father, that makes me really uncomfortable. But the reason why I came up here today, guys, is because I wanted to ask a question to the crowd, actually, not to you guys. I want to know why it's a big problem for another man to fucking put food on his plate. Why is it always an issue of a man or another person making money to put food on their table if they're causing no loss, injury, or harm to another? Why does everybody seem to have a problem with success in each other's lives? Why can't we celebrate each other's successes? Why can't we bring each other up? And why can't we take each other to the next level instead of pulling each other back into the same bucket that I feel like we're getting dragged into?
Hey, and do you know how many fucking documents you have to fill out on a fucking thing just to get monetized? It's crazy. It took me a month. So
that's why I don't think I'm doing it, dude. I don't think I'm going to monetize my channel. If I'm going to do anything, Patrick, it's just going to be the Ko-fi, the Venmo, PayPal type of shit, dude.
Right.
Because I don't want to then become sort of relying on YouTube funds, dude. I don't really want to. I just think it's a better way to negotiate these waters, so to speak. I'm not sure. It seems like your channel gets more scrutiny when you're monetized. When you make a deal with them, when you're
I want to interrupt you, please. Okay,
yeah.
Maybe that's the truth. Maybe that's one issue you might find, but the advantage of it is that YouTube recommends you, man. YouTube starts putting your channel.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes. Also, it's an extra avenue of income.
Dude, I've been getting like how the analytics go for like how the YouTube subscribers and everything. Me, it's just going up, man. Ever since I've gotten monetized, it's just it raises like 10 subs a day, man. It goes fast, and I see new faces too.
Wow,
we've been getting new faces on my channel lately. With people we've never seen before, starting to click the link, and they say that they found us through their recommendations. So this is why I figured that no, you're mistaken. YouTube will actually help you after, not censor you.
I don't know, man.
man.
You are, because I could see both sides of it. I mean, you make a fair point, OTW. that's obviously the allure, you know, that's the benefit, or at least one of the major benefits other than the fiat. I don't know. I'm just wondering if it puts you up against extra scrutiny, that once you make that deal with them, that in some way they'll, yeah, I don't know,
But
monitor your
who
channel
better to
more.
do
Who
that than
knows?
the
No,
guy
you
with
know
the
what they
fucking
do?
X Factor, Z? Hold on, OTW.
No, wait. I
Like,
just
if
want to tell him real
anybody's gonna
quick
go
a
against the
detail.
system, it's got to be someone with passion, dude. You got passion. You got fucking fire. You got the thing inside you that when somebody kicks you, you get up and you fucking knock them out, Z. And so, like, if anybody was gonna get monetized and do this the fucking right way, I'm backing you, dude. I am saying
Yeah,
that
same here.
I would throw me. I would be your manager in your corner if you were the boxer, dude. And I would have my money on you the whole time.
And the other
Yeah,
detail
fair
is,
enough.
let's say you're talking about a delicate subject that they can't put ads on or whatever, right? So they'll limit your monetization on that video. They'll put it yellow. It's red, yellow, and green. So if you're good to go, you're activated full pin. It's green, and all my friggin' live streams are yellow, dude. They're all limited.
Because that's the thing. I mean, it's probably once you hit a certain point, Patrick, they're just going to make all your stuff yellow, dude. They're probably not even really examining in any way, AI or otherwise. They're probably not examining your content, dude. It's probably just you've
Just
probably
the
already been
algorithm.
flagged. You're just yellow now, you know.
So anyway,
Let's see what Ruled by Saturn said. He said, I watch Z specifically because he's not like OTW. In fact, Z himself was chastised by the very folk that he lets up, monetized and all.
yeah.
What do you think
But
about
you
that
see-
one, OTW?
Well, I think we've been, it's like you said yesterday. It's it's water under the bridge, man. It's like just seemingly some people can't get over themselves.
Yeah, I've moved on, guys. I think
Yeah,
Patrick has
so
too.
it's
Like,
why
here's what I'll
can't you
say,
guys
guys.
move
I
on?
mean, it's just the way relationships are. You know, we can't, if we're to grow as people and to grow with each other and otherwise spiritually, emotionally, consciously, we need to be able to find reconciliation with people, resolution, move on. Look, any human relationship is going to be fraught with challenges. How
Yeah,
do we move beyond them, right? So I'm supposed to just hate Patrick forever because he called me a cult leader, brainwasher, psychopath, fucking every other bad name in the book. I'm not going to hold that against him. I call
Yeah,
him an
'cause-
insane fucking dissociative identity disordered French Canadian. You know, I mean, if we're really going to hold that stuff against each other, where are we going to go with it? You know?
but that's how buddies are. I mean, we're all like that here. With each other, we all treat each other like, it's the kind of thing I'm used to. But you know what, Z? If I were to break bad on you again, because I'm a man of my word, right? So, yeah, I did break bad on you. I admit that. But if I were to do that, then when you gave me the ultimatum the other day, then I would have held up to it and I would have broken bad again. So I'm a man of my word, and I says no. I'm gonna let this slide because we have an agreement, and I actually enjoy you. So and I enjoy our what if whatever's left of our friendship, and so that's it, man. So I wouldn't do anything to jeopardize that from here on in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right on. I mean, it is what it is, and I like what Moose was saying in the comments earlier. Moose, maybe you could address it here on the panels. That I think we at least were or are in some tendency with this trutherverse community. With we're limiting ourselves. I think, Moose, consciously, right? So I think we have this perspective of this community, and we're looking at it under a very narrow scope and lens, and we're just seeing like it's almost like a scarcity mindset, right? But there's so much potential here. You know, I mean, these topics, this message for what it is, if you can call it that, this community is like has incredible potential for growth. We seem to be on the ground floor of something, you know, like Snafu says, he's been in this YouTube game for a while, but the YouTube game has changed over the last 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
Once the fucking pandemic hit, once everybody went and everybody's up to speed on these StreamYard stuff, Zoom calls, with the concept of the panel.
We're the
This
new
whole
wave.
thing,
We're the new
right?
wave.
There's a
Look
new
at it.
type of media happening. I think we're kind of on the ground floor of it. I don't know. I see it. Moose,
I
what's your
absolutely
take?
agree.
And Patrick, you too.
I think that I think the problem that we've hit is everybody thinks that they have a scarcity mindset. People don't want to talk about your message. Like if you want to talk about flat Earth today, you know, people are gonna shit on you, right? They're gonna shit on you because you're not talking about what they want you to talk about. I think that that mindset is keeping us in a box. It's keeping us all arguing with each other, trying to shoot for each other's times. Like, oh, I'm starting at 9 a.m. Oh, well, I'm starting at 9 a.m. too. So fuck you, fuck you. Like we can work together, and there's so many people in the world that we can reach our message. You know, cast that hook farther. Jack Talcott does this really good. He reaches out to people. He's crazy. You think he's crazy, right? Reaches out to people that would never talk to most people, right? He reaches out to them. He gets that net cast. And look, now he's got Anton coming around. He's got all kinds of people from that community coming around, checking stuff out. If more people would actually do that and because it takes more work to do that. It takes less work to turn on StreamYard and go live and just sit here and have people come up and just, you know, shoot the shit and talk shit to each other and have that entertainment. Like the entertainment part, we can't get edgier. You've got pretty much as edgy as you can go. You know, you were telling people about suicide. Next thing you know, you got a whole fucking group of people trying to take you down, right? So it's like, how
Yeah.
much edgier can we possibly go? Why don't we start to work with each other to just say, hey, Z, you want to talk about flat Earth? That's great, man. Maybe I want to learn about that on Saturday, right? Maybe I want to talk about, you know, having more masculine men in the world and trying to be better fathers and try to teach our kids how to have skills and stuff. Like, what's wrong with that? And then on Thursday we have rights and freedom, or we have it every day, but we don't shit on each other. We say, hey, this guy's throwing out some good content. Go check him out. And you don't have to plug each other all the time. Just stop shitting on each other and stop like we're arguing up here like the View. You know, we're even in the chat. You got all these people in the crowd. Blah 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 blah. One day they love me, one day they hate me. Like I'm gonna be the same person every day. I'm crazy me, you know, and we get along now. So that's all I gotta say is you guys need to get out of your head. Stop thinking that there's such a limited user base on YouTube. YouTube is the biggest fucking platform we got. And if
It's
you
the
guys work
ocean of
together,
platforms, man.
we can get out there. There's plenty of
Right.
fish in the ocean. We just got to
See,
take our
well,
boat
if
out
you want
there.
me, if you let me interject here, I wanted just to come back to what Z was saying is, you know, we have the opportunity right now to be, you know, 5 years from now or 3 years from now, one, you know, part of a bigger YouTube community. All right. So, and I'm basing this off things that I've experienced when I've been watching creators myself. So, I mean, like Global Witness, Santos Bonacci, Bro Sanchez, Jacob Israel, you know, Marfugel News, whatever. But these guys all started at 0 subs. You know what I'm saying? They all started with a, you know, like either a phone or whatever. And I saw them grow from 0 subs to 100,000 subs. So I'm seeing us as that new wave of YouTubers coming up to the next level. So we're at the bottom, but it's not going to be that long before we also follow the wave of YouTubers. And some of us will fall. Some of us will not, you know, like look, Ian, he dropped, man. Some of the, you know, I see us as warriors up here, and some of us fall, man. You know, that's just how it happens. I mean, look, Global Witness has fallen after 100,000 subs. Now he doesn't do
Let's
any videos
talk
anymore.
about him, dude. Let's talk about Global Witness because Patrick, it's funny you bring him up. He was one of
He was on my first live. Sorry, I just wanted to say he came on my first live, and you go check my first live I did. He pops up in chat and says, "Hi, how you doing?" And I forgot to shout him out. I was so nervous to see him in chat that I froze, man.
Oh my god! Well, it's funny because Patrick, his name is Derek Bros. He was one of my favorite YouTubers for like a while, dude. Going back, let's say, I don't know, 5 years ago. And he was coming out. He was in his trailer. He was doing his whole Alpha and Omega playlist that he has, and I was really big into him. It was just
Same
before
here.
I was before I really was onto the flat Earth thing. So once I hit flat Earth and he downplayed the flat Earth, I lost touch with him, honestly. But he was one of my favorite creators, dude. Well, I was way into his stuff. I still am. And he had a pretty big downfall. But what happened was he was doing his thing, and then he met a woman, right,
Yeah.
Patrick? I don't know
I
if you
saw
know
the
the
whole
story.
story. Of course I do.
All right.
Dude, I followed that like a soap opera, man. I know
Right.
exactly everything. Even
And
now, I
then
still
it
watch
went
his Twitter.
bad, dude.
Yeah, he put a post on his Twitter, a short where there was a lion and a lioness, or a female lion. And the female lion was beating the lion like crazy, and he goes, "That was that's me and my ex-wife."
Her name was Malia.
Yeah,
So she
exactly.
showed up. He was a guy spitting quote unquote truth in a trailer. She like a Heidi. She was like his Heidi. This is why, Patrick, I'm so hesitant to mess with these broads on here, dude, because she showed up into his life and she just probably laid it all out for him. She probably approached him like a
His
sex
whole
crazed, like
channel changed when she showed up.
he
He wasn't
changed
even
his
talking.
message.
Yeah, exactly. He
His
changed
his
his message.
message changed because he used to go hard at the small hatties and then he eased up just a little bit. He's like, oh, it's only some of the small hatties, whatever. Take it for what it's worth. She showed up as, probably looking at him like he's this guru, and he just fell right into it. Part of me wonders, dude, if she was like a 3-letter agency, fucking femme fatale sent to infiltrate the guy. Part of me thinks that, Patrick. I'm not sure, but I don't put it past these people to go after somebody like him to send in like a fucking female agent, dude. What's your thoughts on that?
I wouldn't doubt it for a minute, just by the fact of his background and who the people that he's worked with, and the fact that he went to jail for all kinds of like computer, for some kind of computer.
No, he went to
company.
jail because he took out a blinky on somebody, dude.
Oh, he did. I thought it was like some kind of business thing or whatever.
No,
Anyway,
apparently he was having some kind of something, and I think he was in California, and he whipped out a sidearm, and I think he went to jail for that. I could be wrong, but yeah, he was like this big guy in file sharing early on, and early on he was part of file sharing, one of these software platforms.
big tech, for sure.
Yeah, and then he was like Snafu said, he was involved in Microsoft. He was involved in Hollywood. He was the
Yep.
agent and manager, I think, for Cuba Gooding Jr. He was a producer on the movie What Dreams May Come. So he was in there. He was amongst these guys. But then he apparently turned on him. He became part of the Anon community. I'm sure MGTOW has this guy fucking pegged up and down. But so moral of the story, guys, is his name is Willing Witness now. I almost want to drop the link to him, but this Malia showed up in his life. She was an ex-news reporter. They get married, legally married, and his message starts to change a little bit. You can tell, Patrick, and this is a lesson to all you guys out there. You want to simp for these ladies, Thunder Chicken, I don't know. They come rolling into your life. Something changes, dude. And he lost a little something. And what happened at the end? She burnt his fucking ass. She claimed she fucking divorced him, claimed that he assaulted her, got his ass in all kinds of legal trouble. He had to fucking run to Mexico. Guys, these chicks are sent either by the fucking dark one or these agencies to take you down. You got to know how to handle your shit. Derek, we love you, Derek Bros. You fucked up. You know you fucked up, Derek. You know you did it, dude. Much love, Derek Bros. Go ahead. Floor's yours.
Yeah, and just to see the path that he went through, and I know exactly for some reason, because I was following all of their live streams, because they ended up working all together. Like the last stream they all did together was Marfugal, Derek Bros. There was Donut. Who else was
Jacob
there?
Israel.
Jacob Israel. And so he went off on Jacob Israel because of somebody leaving a comment in the comment section, and Jacob Israel was addressing the comment, and fucking Derek lost it, man. He lost it on Jacob. He actually
live.
Live. He was yelling at Jacob, man. Like he lost it. And after that, boom, no more videos, nothing. So he must have had an argument after that with his wife at the moment because of that certain situation. Maybe I'm just conjecturing here. I'm not. It's like
I think there's more to it, Patrick. Look, they were building like, let's call it a compound, a mission, if you want to say. They were on somebody's land. I don't think Derek owned it. He was on the land with Malia and others. If I had to guess, guys, this is speculation. Derek, if you hear this, Derek, don't take this the wrong way, but I feel as though, and I'm going to speculate, that his wife might have been, how's this? It's possible that in a circumstance like that, when you see the way Derek and Malia's relationship went bad, it's possible that, how's this? you often see infidelity in those kind of situations. I'll speak in generalities, Pat. When something like that goes down, you often see infidelity. And if I had to guess, if indeed, all speculation, that it was on Malia's part. Because when you see how Derek reacted and just his behavior afterwards and things that he's shown online, the little that we've gotten out of it, he comes off like a man who was betrayed in a very deep way by his wife. Your thoughts? And then we're gonna let Snafu up.
I'm gonna have to agree with you because yeah, that's just the way he you know how he was sad and everything. It was just yeah, I was actually feeling for him. You know, like it really felt like you said, that he was betrayed, and something really you know, wrong happened to him. Oh, and Divine Spirit says wrong, so maybe you have some information that we don't have, or maybe she's speaking to somebody in chat. I don't know.
Yeah, Heidi seems like before she latched onto me like a fucking barnacle, it seemed like she was attached to Global Witness. I'm Heidi's new Derek, obviously. It's funny, Pat, how we all resonate. See, this is how you guys know, and you can use discernment to know that people that we're legit, that Patrick and I have been in these communities for a very long time. You know what I mean? And we're just getting, Patrick and I are recently at 1,000 subs. A pogo is different. They come on. Look, if you want to have an eye for a pogo, and I'll let Snafu snaps up in a minute, or somebody who's, let's say, working for a 3-letter agency or otherwise, they're going to come on and you're going to tell they're going to have production value behind their videos. They're going to get to 1,000 subs and get monetized overnight. Do you understand? They're not going to be Zetetic Warrior with a black tarp behind me and a laptop from 2009. Or they're not going to be Patrick, who has to go work in a kitchen or selling fucking solar or try to stream as he's trying to fucking scrape up money to feed him and his family. You're not going to see that, guys. Use some fucking discernment when you approach us. Let's let up Snafu. I'm sure Snafu has a lot to say.
Oh, Derek has done many hit pieces on the Snafu crew. In fact, his little pogo meeting that you just mentioned was because of us, OTW. And we were the ones that triggered him to get pissed at Jacob Israel on purpose, because when we exposed Marfugal for the fraud, Marfugal called Jacob Israel Global Witness. Now remember, Marfugal's linked with Oracle, #2 data collection agency in the world. Jacob Israel is linked to WWE, Vince McMahon, media relations, okay, the longest running televised company in the United States. Now
really
Global Witness Global Witness is one of the heads with Microsoft. Okay, Global Witness and his little wife that he beat was a news anchor for the fucking town that they lived in. Linked to it was a
media source. Snafu. Allegedly, you can't just
these are all no. I'm gonna go on record and say that's true for me.
Was he proved guilty in a court of law of beating her?
No,
right? It's an allegation. I'm just hold on, Snafu.
He talks about his CEO status.
It doesn't matter. It's an allegation, dude. We know he was in jail. Dude.
Okay, allegedly.
We know he was in jail.
We're gonna use allegedly.
All right, thank you.
My whole thing is the pogo meeting you mentioned though was because of when we exposed the fraud. All the pogos got together, OTW. You saw it go down, and Marfugal reached out to him, and they got.
Look at Donut. This is where I wanted to get at. Now look at
Donut too. That's what I'm saying. But I got to disagree with Z when he said they got smart. Z.
Let me finish.
It's not now. Now they can use ghetto fab people. The way you know they're pogos is by their media relations, their connections, and the fucking just the pushing of narratives. They do use people now with ghetto fab and under 1,000 subs. They're cult mentality pogos, not the big ones like Jacob Israel or Global Witness or them. But no, that whole fucking shit show you saw was because of Snafu Crew. And they know Derek's done many hit pieces on me. Jacob Israel, Marfugal. I've talked to them all personally. They know who I am.
Listen, I want to get back to Donut, who was on that stream with them and has also done a stream lately with Global Witness, I believe. Right?
Right. Donut. Right. Marfugal reached out to all of them, man. Donut's a big Marfugal guy. You know that.
Yeah, but he's also affiliated with AMTV.
AMTV, and they're all big pogos, and that's what I'm saying. You don't have to be big to be pogo now. A lot of it is the media relations, the narratives, and the agendas pushed, and affiliations too. So like these creams that Z and Zim said, sure, for the people who are just like, hey, I'm just selling a product, I get that. But really, who's pushing these higher products up? Where did they get that affiliate from? probably a higher up Pogo who has a deal, just like NordVPN and Marfood. And remember, NordVPN was one of the first companies that got hacked, and 80 million people got hacked or blah, blah, right? Well, it was the exact month that all of a sudden Marfoogle started pushing NordVPN, Jacob Israel and all the other guys, the bigger channels, and it was during the time that NordVPN got hacked, and none of them told the communities, oh yeah, they're being investigated, by the way. These are big tech and YouTube knows about it. Zelensky, that's why we're going after the big guys.
Hold on a sec.
But that whole meeting, you talked about where Jacob Israel got
long-winded, man. Listen, there's another indicator: the fact that they never do any panels either. It's like in any given
moment,
yeah, they never do panels. They never do live streams and go up on panels.
Dude, they've done all kinds of stuff. OTW. I worked with Alex Jones before I got involved with these other bigger pogos. You're new at this, bro. I watch you. I watch Z. I watch his communities. You guys are going through the exact process that these other communities went through. When we called Marfoogle out and these other big pogos, Jacob Israel, Global Witness, and Donut for all their bullshit, and they lost a lot of people because real recognizes real, and they realized what traitors, frauds, criminals, and sellouts are on media infiltrated relations. You don't think that people are like, oh, well, I shouldn't go there because I don't want to look bad, but I need to go somewhere else. I need to go, what I'm witnessing here is different. You're right. These aren't pogos. Like what Moose was saying is, he's like, well, I feel we're the new upcoming people, or what Z was saying. I get that. But also for all you new upcoming people, remember the pogo mentality and the media relations, who you choose to work with, such as Anton and many others who are involved in these big tech games. That's why I scream what I scream. And that meeting you saw with Jacob Israel, all of them, that one with Donut on them, that's because we exposed Marfoogle for not only working with Dex, Oracle, we also exposed them for charity fraud on veterans, but we also exposed that Global Witness with Microsoft and all the other shit. And Global Witness, some of these people are easily triggered. He was one of the ones that we were able to easily trigger. That's why he flipped out on Jacob Israel that day. A bunch of crew members. I laughed when you were telling that story because I know exactly who said what and what said what and where it went down. That was on purpose. You don't think when they did that little pogo meeting, we're like, we got to get these motherfuckers to fight with each other? Because that's what happened. They were all clicking up because they were like, oh, fuck, we're in trouble. They got caught with criminal veteran charity fraud. They got caught with working with the #2 data collection agency in the world. They got caught with fucking... Even Jacob Israel.
Hold on. These allegations are by Snafu.
I cannot confirm. I'm going to say for me.
Hold on, Snafu. I cannot confirm any of the things that you're saying. You have to understand it, okay? I cannot confirm any of these allegations levied by Snafu.
I understand. But maybe this is why I'm glad you mentioned this thing, because some of you guys wonder why I scream the way I do, why I act the way I do. These guys are actively still committing crimes, still part of very nefarious acts behind the scenes.
Hold on, Snafu.
And they use this YouTube platform.
Snafu, I have a guest I want to bring up, but they won't come up unless I get rid of you. Not because they don't like you, probably, but because they probably don't want to shout over.
Well, I'm out of here. I wanted OTW to know that was Snafu crew that caused that whole thing, and Jacob Israel. Yeah, we knew exactly what we're doing. We know what we're doing. These guys are criminals, big tech, and they're infiltrated on this platform that you guys use every day. And we've been monitoring it for years now. So I know you all think I'm crazy, but there's a lot of shit you guys don't even know that's going on in this platform behind the scenes and on the scene.
All right. Much love, Snafu. Much love. I mean, Snafu always brings the heat. Here's what I'll say, Patrick, and then we're going to bring up Trish Bastone, everybody. I have, that's right, guys, I have Lou Bastone's eldest daughter ready to come up, and I have some questions for her because I've been waiting for her to come up. I'll have to say this, though, Patrick, regarding this topic before we leave it. I don't know, man. I understand where Snafu's coming from. I get the points that he's trying to make, but I think he may be a little too extreme in his take on it because I'm not so willing to just label certain of those individuals as complete controlled opposition, let's say infiltrator agents, shills. I don't see it, man. Even with Derek, dude, I'm going to say it, man. I mean, I know he's a big tech guy and he has his history and everything. If I had to put my money on it, OTW News, I think Global Witness, now Willing Witness, I think he's legit in a lot of ways. I'm not saying he didn't get caught up in some bullshit. I don't see him as like an op, dude. What's your take on it?
I can give you the benefit of the doubt. I was, yeah, because he's one of the fallen ones, right? So yeah, I believe that he was most likely targeted, and it was on purpose that they like destroyed his life because he wasn't following the exactly. He wasn't following code, if you will.
Right.
This is my interpretation of it, right? So
But here's the thing, though. He destroyed his own life because
yeah, because of
this.
the chick. Yeah.
It seems like, I don't know, I wasn't there, but it seems like this Malia showed up in his life, and I think he just went down the wrong path and he fucked him over, dude. That was his mistake,
He
bro.
let his dick fucking navigate.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying like, look, Malia's good looking, man. You know,
Oh yeah, I understand
know,
why. There, she probably fucking loaded out the charm on him, and
you know how these ladies could lay it on, Patrick. You know how they can show up, and when they lay it on, if you're not in the right headspace as a guy, you could easily fall for this shit. And I think that was his downfall, man. Like many men. Just my take on it. So much love, Derek, bro. Much love, Derek Bros. Yeah, fair enough. As far as Jacob Israel, same thing. You know, I used to watch Jacob, but only for a short time, and then his whole thing kind of passed me by, so to speak. You know, I'm not really. There's certain people. I think there's certain content creators that have a certain shelf life, Patrick. Right? And that's what I'm trying to avoid here. And I think like you are, like by doing our show, I think I'm going to let you up in a second, Trish. Don't get mad. I think we're at least preparing ourselves to keep things fresh, Patrick. Is that I put Z show every time. For you put your Grand Rising show. You're not labeling your shows. You're not cornering yourself into a genre. It's another reason why I'm trying to become less and less dependent on my panel, to some people's chagrin. But I'm trying to I like working with the crowd and bringing elements in, but I don't want to become too dependent on other people in terms of my potential success. You get what I'm saying, dog? Your thoughts are going to bring Trisha
right.
up. Yeah.
I've been going through that experience because sometimes I have panels and streams that are absolutely extraordinary. They're mind-blowing streams. They're really good. And other times, and this is all because of the people who join, because you get like really smart people who start having intellectual conversations together that can last hours and hours. So that's the good parts of the show. But when I'm up on panel alone, let's say with someone else, and that person doesn't have much to say, then I'm like, it's like as if my brain fucking shuts down. I don't know. And then it's like, then I was like, okay, what am I going to do now?
It's understandable.
Yeah.
In the business, Patrick, it's called flop sweats, but a lot of it's just practice working through it. We could both relate. Let's bring up my next guest, Trish Pastone, everybody. Now, this is going to be a treat for a lot of the audience. Patrick, you and I, and many of us here, we have followed Trish Pastone's journey over the last weeks and months. Trish Pastone, like I said, is the eldest daughter of all of our friends, Lou Pastone, right? We've seen the dynamic of this.
Okay.
This is Lou's oldest daughter, bro.
All right.
We've seen the dynamic play out over the months and year. Have you seen it, Patrick, over the last weeks and months? Have you seen the drama, the Pastone drama?
Well, back when in the beginning when I started watching Paul, I know about the Patricia and the whole story. I have bits and pieces, right? So I don't have the full spectrum here. But if you want to fill me in, go ahead.
Trish is his oldest daughter. She was living with him on his quote unquote farm, which apparently just is a slab of property that he uses to fucking hoard all the stuff because he's apparently a fucking hoarder Canadian. But anyway, Pierogi Gate, right? Major Facepalm remembers. We were introduced to this drama through the original Pierogi Gate. Trish was living with Lou, her dad, with Trish's husband.
Questions.
Hold on, she's about to come up. Hold on, I'm prepping the crowd. We're going to bring her up.
All right.
She was living there with her husband. I don't know if they're legally married, and their baby. They have a child. Things kind of went south, as you could imagine. I mean, we're talking about Lou Bass here. And Trish ended up moving out. through this process, we got to know Lou Bass. We got to know all his, let's say, some of his dysfunctions, some of the parts of his personality that are, say, less than savory. He, through this process, has consistently painted Patricia as a liar, as basically a narcissist. However, my interpretation of the situation is the complete opposite. I think Lou is the one who's behaving narcissistically, and I characterize Trisha as the one who's basically being miscategorized. Anyway, let's bring her up. Let's continue this and see where she is in this whole story. Patricia Bastone, welcome back to Z Show. Much love.
What's going on? How's it going, brother?
What's up, Trish?
It's not much. I'm still in bed, so just don't mind me. I'm still waking up.
Well, either way, you're here. There's a reason you're here, obviously. I'm sure, how's this? If I had to guess, you probably have some emotions, some feelings that have gone unexpressed in the last few weeks towards your dad. Now, I don't want to push you in any particular direction. I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable in any type of way. I don't know. Is there anything you could update us on for the people who've been following this story? We've gone through, Patrick. There was Pierogi Gate, where what they were doing, they were living together, and Lou was eating Trisha's food, basically her family's food, where he'd go into the freezer, and the word on the street is, Patrick, that he was eating the pierogies, but he wasn't even cooking the pierogies. He was just going into the fucking freezer and eating the raw frozen pierogi like a goddamn pierogi popsicle that only a stoned drunk Lou could do at 3:00 in the morning. Lou, it's disgusting. As if that wasn't bad enough, he comes on and he's basically espousing the ills of large-scale agro farming for grains and wheat. He's basically saying, he's against agro farming and wheat-based products, and he's scavenging roadkill off the side of the Canadian highway. But meanwhile, he's secretly getting drunk and stoned every night and fucking eating raw pierogies out of the freezer. Fuck. Now, that was Pierogi Gate, Patrick.
All right,
then,
so I have questions for Miss.
Hold on, and then I'll let you go. Then there was shit. Then there was Shitgate. Okay.
Oh my God.
So not only, Patrick, was fucking Lou Bass drunkenly and stonely eating all her fucking food, but he was wandering into her bathroom for some unknown reason and taking dumps in her bathroom, probably because he didn't want to walk across the house to his. So not only was he eating her food, but he was using some basically ginzo fucking predatory preternatural fucking shit ritual where he was going to walk up into her space and just take a dump all over the fucking place. He couldn't shit in his own bathroom. He was going into her bathroom and taking dumps, dude. So I think Shitgate's even worse than Pierogi Gate. So now, as obviously OTWs, you can understand, she moved out, dude. She's gone. And now, right. And he's pissed off now because he was acting all tough. Like, I don't care. I don't fucking need her here. I'll just Airbnb out the apartment that I built for her. He was basically saying like she was using it. But it turns out OTW, based on all evidence that I found, is that Trish was basically paying his taxes. She was pumping him money. So he was basically lying, saying that she wasn't paying rent. She was basically fucking taking care of the guy, as he was basically trying to say he was put upon. Anyway, without any further ado, I'm going to turn the panel over to you guys. Trish, Patrick, floor's yours.
All right. Well, welcome to Z Stream, Patricia, and I'm Patrick from OTW News. Don't know if you've heard of me. All right. So my question is, all right. So can you confirm the fact that Lou Bass actually eats roadkill? This is my first question.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, that being said, what do you think about that? What is your take on that?
I don't care, as long as he doesn't, the only thing is that kind of I have some trust issues is I never know, if I'm pulling something out of the freezer, if it's, the sheep that I raised, or if it's the cows that I help raise, or if it's fucking roadkill. So I'm very wary. I like to be there for the packing process so I can mark what's what. I'll never eat an unlabeled piece of meat out of the freezer. I'll say that.
Right.
Wow. Wow.
But I'm all for it. Go. I support him in that. That's great.
So I mean,
All
look,
right.
we don't want to go too hard on our friend Lou Bass here, Trish, but how have things been going with you and your dad since you moved out? What can you tell us?
Well, I'm just trying to work on myself and do my own thing and focus on myself. It's summertime for me, so it's my busy time, right? I think no contact right now for me is the best thing, and there's a couple times where he wanted to push it, and it just made me more, just triggered me and brought me back down to a mindset and a place I don't want to be in. And
Right. So
and
you're
then
basically you've established a boundary between you and your father, and he consistently seems to be pressing those boundaries, which
not consistently.
no.
He did once, twice, but no, he's respecting that now. I would say I'm not respecting it now just by being here, to be honest. I feel like being, watching Paul's, commenting on Paul's, being here, commenting on yours. It's almost like I'm disrespecting that boundary because I think that this is a place that he needs. I don't need it, I find it funny. Like, honestly, Z, I watched the replay yesterday and I literally laughed my ass off. But yeah, I don't know. Does that make sense?
Well, here's the thing. I get the sentiment, but shouldn't you be allowed in this space also? So I get it. You feel like your
Yeah.
dad established himself here, but and that's this goes to show OTW. All right, I'm like King Solomon, OTW. Remember in the Bible where King Solomon was presented, and it was two women were arguing over whose baby it was, and this one woman said it's my baby, and the other woman said no, it's my baby. And King Solomon, in his wisdom, said, "Here's what we're going to do. We're going to tear the baby in two, and you could each have them." And the one woman said, "No, no, 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 don't do it. Just give her the baby." And King Solomon said, "Then that's the mother right there. You're the one who had concern for the child. The baby is yours." Much the same way I'm making my ruling is that Trish is showing where she stands in this. And I am siding with Trish in this because Trish is willing to give up this environment to her father, Lou Bass. Trish is willing to say, I value this platform so much, and I value my dad to such an extent that I'm willing to give up my presence here in deference to my father, which goes to show, because I don't think Lou Bass would do that for her. Because I think Lou Bass, in his selfish, narcissistic, Ginzo, Guido Wop, Guinea fucking greaseball ways, would never give up this platform. And he'd basically grind you into dust, Patricia, which he's done here. He's besmirched your character multiple times. He's basically denigrated you and defamed you multiple times in his platform just to preserve some sense of identity here. So this is why, Tricia, I consistently side with you in this conflict. Go ahead, floor is yours.
Yeah, I don't know. You got any more questions for me, OTW? Listen, I'm more
I was pretty
interested-
much curious about the roadkill situation and what you thought about it. My questions. I have no further questions.
Okay. I'm here honestly, because
All right, Trish, hold on. Let me ask you something.
Go.
Your dad's, he said one of his main concerns is that he fears as though he will no longer have a relationship with your child. He's grandpa, Lou Bass, and he feels as though that's important to him, that he wants to be there as your child develops. He wants to have a bond. He's expressed that that's his greatest fear, is the lack of a relationship with his grandchild, your child. What are your thoughts on that? Do you have any? How are you going to handle that?
I feel like that's just crazy. I haven't held her back from him at all, and I never would. She goes over there as often as somebody else will take her over there. And
Right.
he's come over here to see her one time too, even though he doesn't like to come over here because he doesn't, I don't know, for some reason, he doesn't like to come over here. So I would never do that. She asks for him 3 days ago, maybe yesterday, I can't remember. She asked for him. And I could have said nothing to nobody, but no, I went and told my mom. I said, listen, she's been asking for Nanu all day. If you have free time, you want to take her over there. And she did. I don't have a problem with that. I would never. Our singer's a joke, honestly. He's just a freaking.
Our singer, huh? You're taking it up. Well, here's the thing, our singer, Trish. He consistently takes loose side in this topic, but
Yeah.
my suspicion is, Trish, is that Uncle Rick, who we love, I think he has a fair degree of projection on this topic.
Yeah, exactly.
Given some of the things he said about his, his history with his family, and we don't have to go into it. We don't want to besmirch Uncle Rick here, but it seems as though he's projecting some of his own issues with his daughters onto your situation with your dad. Do you agree?
100%.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know, Uncle Rick. That's just my take, homie. I think you and I have talked about this. Is that I'm not sure Uncle Rick is able to look at this situation with clear eyes. I could be wrong, though. Look, we get it, Trisha. Is that I've characterized you as very likely as the scapegoat of your family. You're the eldest child. That puts you right in line for scapegoat status. And it seems to be that your sisters and your brother, one of they're more of the golden children. If I had to guess, Juliana is the golden child. She's probably the most golden of all Goldens, if I had to guess. So you probably find yourself in a very tough position because you're very likely not going to be able to change your dad's mindset. Your dad has a lot of disordered personality characteristics, and that's me saying it nicely. And you know how intractable those characteristics seem to be in people. I'm sure you're very aware of it, very likely.
Yeah.
So you know as much as I do, your dad's not going to change who he is. However, you're going to be able to adjust and change how you react and you relate with your dad, right?
Yeah.
So the mantle's always going to be yours. It's always going to be your responsibility. Your dad's an overgrown child. He's basically like an overgrown baby who never progressed mentally and emotionally. He's always going to be that till his dying day. All right. So the onus is going to be on you. The responsibility is going to be on you to navigate your relationship moving forward in regards to your dad. Do you understand that?
Yeah. No, I do.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's the journey I'm on now. And it's who knows how long that road's going to be, but I think I'm like not hit a roadblock, but kind of hit this detour where in this path of, trying to figure myself out and learn about myself, I'm actually learning more about, I'm going down the rabbit hole and such. And so I want to be in this place of like journey and self-reflection and all this shit. And really I'm like spiraling, like watching all these content creators talk about all these things that I like. It's, that's clicking for me now. So we'll see how long the road is. But I definitely, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, 100%. And what you said is right.
Trish, I look at it like this when it comes to any type of human interaction or relationships. Usually it's a matter of controlling one's expectations in and from other people, right? Because we tend to put expectations on people. Oftentimes anything we're expecting is literally just a projection, right? We tend to project on people. If we can manage our expectations in regard to others, I find it often helps in navigating human relationships, right? So, of course, everybody's going to want to look at their parents as, parents serve as our first God figures, so to speak. We're basically dependent upon them for our very survival. So of course we're going to have a certain bond and expectations from our family. But once we mature past childhood and enter some degree of adulthood, I think it's healthy to then start to manage those expectations and realize that these authority figures, or at least former authority figures, parents or whatever, they're human, right? And they have all the human frailties and limitations that anybody has. And we can start to look at them with more realistic eyes. And we can then start to control, or again, like I said, manage what we expect from them. And then what I think it does, it offsets our potential disappointment when they fail to live up to these usually unrealistic expectations. And I give that recommendation to anybody in all circumstances, because it really comes down to self-mastery, self-discipline. You can't control anybody in this world. It's just a fact of life. So I think it's a much better exercise and much better use of our, our mental, psychic, and emotional energy if we could focus on the things we can control. First and
Yeah.
foremost, ourselves. What do you think?
You're 100% right. And that's what I'm trying to focus on. And I'm trying to use this experience as like a learning lesson on how to become a parent myself, how to kind of break those cycles for my daughter and for me with her.
Right. Fair enough. All right, Trish. It was good talking to you this morning. Keep in touch with us, Trish. Keep in touch. It's funny you mentioned that you wanted me to remove the wrench. You're wrenched up on my channel, and you want me to remove it. You care to tell the audience why?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel this weird kind of feeling about being here, honestly. I think like if I block my dad, it'll just make me feel a little bit more open and free to comment without being here and like rubbing it in his face, Because I think what happened, listen, Z, what happened was, and I hate like talking shit. I honestly don't. I never came here to talk shit. But I think what happened is he found this place, he found Paul's, and he created this like persona of himself online, right? He created this version of himself. And I came here and I fucking tore it to shit. And I was like, no, this, no, that, that's not true. Like, and he flipped the script and called, I mean, he's been calling me a liar since I was probably like 5 or something. But he really pushed that I'm this like manipulative, pathological liar because I started poking holes in his online persona. And I mean, regardless of whether or not I think that's healthy, I think it's better if I just leave him, let him do his thing, and I can do my thing. And
Right. So here's the thing. I'm sure he would agree with you, but do you actually think that it's actually better for him? Because I can make an argument that it's better for him to be shown who he is. Maybe then he has an opportunity to break the persona, because most people develop personas. And I think a persona, like a mask, can be used for different situations. So you can pick up a mask, pick up a persona, use it, and put it down. But I think what happens, and I think what happened to your dad, and this is the underpinnings of narcissism, sorry, Lou, is that people begin to embody the persona, Tricia. So instead of just being able to realize that there's different roles we can play with, they begin to identify solely with the persona, and then they identify as the persona. And I think that's the problem with your dad. So I could make an argument, Tricia, that you're actually helping him by being here in the end. Of course, you're working to shatter the persona, but he may need that. That may be the wake-up call that he needs for himself. I don't know.
Yeah, and but I think I think it's like it's gone to the point where it's like, okay, that's it for now. And my point of being here, like, I like listening to you when you're talking about, the things that you're passionate about. I could take or leave the drama. It's fun for a sec. It's funny when you're going off. I like Spicy Z. And I like to comment on it because I like shit talking. But I just, yeah, I don't know. I think when it's appropriate for me to comment, on the persona when it's appropriate for me to put in my 2 cents, I will. But when it's just, me having a good time and being here, it's like I want to kind of lay low. So I can make a fake account. I'll tell you who I am too. I don't care.
Well, Trish, either way, however you proceed, I'm sure I'm sure you'll do the right thing. But yeah, much love, Lou. We didn't want to just bash on Lou this morning. We realized that although he has some limitations and some, I mean, come on, again, he's Canadian. I mean, you guys know how I feel about the Canadians.
We're fucked. We're fucked.
Yeah. What is it, Trish? What is it? Why are Canadians so fucked up? I mean, again, Justin Trudeau is your fucking leader. That's a problem there. First of all,
Yeah.
you're basically living in a collectivist dystopic nightmare. But besides that, otherwise, why are Canadians fucked? Is it the water? Tell me.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe
It goes back to Harper.
I think
It all started with Harper.
I don't
Even
know.
worse, it all started with the first Trudeau. Because,
Yeah.
Trudeau is not the first Trudeau. His father was in power a long time ago.
I thought his father was Fidel Castro. You guys all know his dad's Fidel Castro. It really
there's
is.
no doubt. There's no doubt.
Obviously.
If you have eyes, you can see that.
In
It's
mainstream, they're saying that what's his name there? Not Justin is the Pierre Trudeau. Pierre is one of the first Trudeau's prime minister of Canada, right? So this is what mainstream is saying, that he's the son of that guy.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's all fucked. I'll take a green card if you're, we could talk about that.
Same here.
We can talk about that later. See?
Yeah. Well, I want to get out of here too, man.
Hold on a second. Heidi is just going crazy in the chat. Heidi, come up. You don't have to come on camera if you're not camera ready. See, here's the problem, Patrick, and I've noticed this throughout my career here on YouTube. Let me, Trisha, maybe you could weigh in. Is that the audience members, the quote unquote fans that have shown the most adoration towards me and have gotten the closest to me have always been the ones to burn me. It's such a weird thing that keeps happening to me, and it seems like Heidi's on the same trajectory. I can never figure it out either, Trish. It's like they show up here and they're like, "Oh my God, Z, you're the greatest. I love you. You're fucking whatever." And then at some point, usually soon after, they just flip and they just fucking hate my guts. And then sometimes they come like, crawling back, like typical broken host status. But like Heidi's flipping out on me in the chat, and I have no clue what she's talking about. Like I'm just doing my show. 40 minutes ago, Heidi and I were all copacetic, and like she's just built up this weird thing. She's sitting there in Florida, like spiraling and like in her own soap opera that she's just generating. And it has something to like, I'm the main character, but I'm not even aware that I'm involved. Heidi, just come up and say what it is. Just come up, Heidi. The link's in the chat. I have a fucking open panel 21 hours a week. You won't even come up.
Has she ever been up? Heidi, come up.
Yeah, she's been up.
Okay.
She's been up before. She's still up.
Yeah.
Like she's spiraling. Like, is it the Derek Bros thing? I know what it is. Because I went against Malia. I know that's what it is, Heidi. You think that Malia was like some, are you friends with her, Heidi? Come up, Heidi. I know Malia's from Florida.
She still loves you, arsehole.
They all love me. They love me and they love to hate me. It's a weird thing. It's fighting and fucking, like our friend Paulie Boy says. There's no in between. Sometimes both happen at the same time. Heidi, just come up. Just hit the fucking link. I don't care. Just come up for 30 seconds. I'm not going to go through all the chats to figure out what you're flipping out about, Heidi. Like, I'm not. It's strange.
She says it's not about her. It's about you. It's not about.
It's one of those. You did something wrong.
But Trish, you see how she's being so coy about it. Like all she could just say what it is, but she has to try to keep. You see what I mean?
You don't know,
extend the drama.
If you don't know what you did wrong,
then like she thinks that we're in a relationship. Now all of a sudden, I'm not even getting the benefits of a relationship with Heidi. Like I've never even seen her in person. She skipped right past the fucking, right to the fighting. It doesn't work like that, Heidi. If you really want me to fight with you, we can. but you're going to have to give me something first. You know, you're going to have to give me a taste of that strange, as you call it. We're not just going to jump right to the fighting. I have
She
to have
says to-
something. You understand?
I thought you
He
don't
says
do
to
that.
give her a second. Give her a second. She'll be up. I think she has to get camera ready or something. I don't know. You know, powder her
Right.
nose.
She said, "Oh, I've said it over and over." Like, no, I'm not running a show here, talking to multiple people, trying to be interesting, and she wants me to read every fucking chat that she says. Heidi, the entitlement's off the charts this morning. Trisha,
Yeah.
these are the behaviors of the archetypal alpha widow. I've categorized Heidi as the alpha widow. Do you know what that is, Trish? An alpha widow?
Break it down. Break it down for me.
It's a real thing. So you'll understand this. When women, they're of a certain age, let's call them in their sexual prime. Usually, if they're fairly attractive, fairly alluring, fairly, fairly sexy, they're going to be able to draw in a number of men. And usually the guys that these women choose to get with in their late teens and early 20s are going to be the prototypical alphas. They're going to have the 6 6s, so to speak, And this isn't an encoded Illuminati drop, pineal power. I know you're listening. I didn't drop the 6 6s as some veiled reference to the fucking occult secret societies, gematria loving fucking crazy people. When I'm saying they love the 6 6s, they love a guy who's 6 feet tall or more, that has a 6-figure income or more, that has a 6-inch Johnson or more. You get it?
Get it.
They have all the 6s. There's 6s involved in everything. They usually have to have, I don't know the other 6s, I forget. 6 feet tall, 6-figure income, 6 foot. You get it where I'm saying. My point is this. Women of a certain age tend to pick sexual partners that are the alpha guys. Let's call them the top 10 or 15% atop the social sexual hierarchy, let's call it, right? So it's the guys that have it all. They got the job, they got the swag, the influence, the confidence, the money, all of it, right? They're the guys that are going to be just doing a number. So somebody like Heidi, we know Heidi, obviously she's beautiful. So you can imagine a young Heidi, right? Heidi, I'm sure, just got run through. And we've established it here in the show by just the litany of these alpha chads, maybe even a few Tyrones, who knows? But Heidi spent her time just getting railroaded by just these ultra masculine guys. But what happened, like I said, Mother Nature giveth, but Father Time, he taketh away. And now Heidi, as she's matured, she realizes that she doesn't really have access to these alpha guys anymore, right? She's just not getting hit up by one guy after another. So her pickings have become a bit different. Thus, she now is the prototypical alpha widow.
Got it.
So what I see with Heidi is she's just demonstrating all the typical alpha widow characteristics here every morning on the show. She's spiraling. She goes up and down. She speaks.
She loves
in
you. She
circles.
hates you. Yeah.
Right. She loves me. She hates me because I represent something in her life that she can't reconcile with being the alpha widow that she is. Go ahead, Trish. Your thoughts, please.
Drop that link. She's ready. I don't have thoughts yet. I'll wait to hear what she said.
Your thoughts, Patrick.
I'm pretty much on Patricia's side. I'd really like to meet Miss. Well, in chat, she doesn't have the same name. In chat, she's called Divine Spirit 313. Okay, so that's it.
Yeah.
Can't wait to meet her. Heidi.
Yeah. She's
Not sure if I've
fired up
ever met her
about
before.
something, dude. Like, she'll start off and like, Z's my lover boy, I love you. And then by the end of the show, she's like built up some resentment against me. It's very strange. I mean, I understand it, Heidi. I mean, I get your behavior. It's probably not easy living the life of the prototypical alpha widow. I mean, I can't imagine that that's pleasant. But at the same time, Heidi, you're probably going to need to learn how to control yourself when it comes to me, because I know I elicit certain emotions and desires in you that you can't really handle and control. I probably should head down to Florida and, maybe put the fire out, squelch some of that flame. We may need to interact and just get it out of our systems. And
I think
you
so.
can figure out if you really love me or hate me, or probably both. But something's probably going to happen here, because either way, watching you cycle, Heidi, with these ups and downs over and over again, really difficult to watch. Not only for me, but for the audience. Anyway, go ahead. Let's bring her
I
up.
can relate to the loving and hating you part, though.
All right, Heidi, I see you. Now, Heidi, although I'd love to see you, every time you come on, your camera, when you have it on, it chops up your audio. So we'll try to go camera, but we'll let you decide. Thunder Chicken's weighing in. He said she's testing you, Z. She wants you to take control. I agree with you, Thunder Chicken. It's that push-pull, man. She's once like Heidi's the kind of chick that gets guys like me tripped up. Like, the more I fuck around with the Heidis, the Alpha Widows of the world, the closer I'm going to be to catching a case. Heidi, I'm going to catch a case fucking with. Anyway, let's let her up. Heidi, welcome back to the stream. Much love.
Hey guys, I don't bite.
Hey,
No
Heidi.
biting.
Hi,
Hi,
Heidi.
Heidi.
Hi guys. I'll turn my camera off
Um,
because it's gonna be trippy. I apologize. Hopefully my new battery will help. If not, I'm gonna have to pull the trigger and get another phone.
Fair enough. Well, Heidi, I mean, as much as you're on these metaversal streets and as much as you type in the fucking chat, I'd imagine your phones aren't going to last too long. You probably wear them out in so many ways. Okay,
See, I've never had a computer. This is the only second iPhone I've ever had, so
all right.
I don't know.
So Heidi, I reference you consistently. For many of the audience, this is their first time being introduced to you. Let's just get down right to it. What happened this morning, Heidi? We started off so well, like always, and then you kind of flipped on me, and I'm really unaware of the issue.
I was just saying that you amplify my alter ego. I don't fall for the twin flame thing, but there's something about you that puts that passion, that fire in me. I like it. I was just saying, you motherfucker, because even the whole global waitress thing, to each their own. Everybody will see in their own time. I simply was told by my intuition not to go to the fiasco in the desert when I had plans. It was happening. My own family was trying to stop me. They thought it was a cult. I didn't end up going due to my own
I
personal
almost went too,
thing.
Heidi. I almost went to that fucking thing too.
Where I
It's
really
so funny you say
believe
that.
all of us are connected through the most, whatever you want to call it. I call it God, but I think that we are all divinely connected. So if we didn't connect then, we're connecting now. I don't have a personal vendetta against G Dubs. I just see a different perspective. And
So then, what were you mad at me about, though? What were you mad at me about? Because
you spin all these narratives about me, and I just laugh, and I'm like, that's not true. You're wrong.
But hold on,
And it's like I
OTW.
can't
She's
defend myself.
obfuscating. She's not. Hold on, Heidi. But what? You're not getting down to it. What particularly did I say this morning? Because it's probably nothing. See, that's the thing, Patrick. When you ask these broads to try to define their insane emotions that make no sense, they can never do it because it's just an emotion. There really is no logic behind it. So I got up here and I talked about Derek Bros, and then Heidi made this whole story up in her head. Now all of a sudden she wants to fucking kill me.
You were saying you were saying it was you were saying it was because of her. It has nothing to do with her. Whatever happened between them, true or false, not mine to judge. I'm just saying it's interesting how I left years ago and it keeps getting dredged up through the YouTube streets that, the men are defending him and the women are defending her. I'm not a women libber. I don't sit there and go, oh God, I think that was ruined by a lot of women taking it too far. I totally agree with what you men are saying, but you spin a lot of things or put a narrative on what I'm even typing because I'm not vocal. So I do want to come up on panel and be capable of speaking to you. I just have phone issues. I can't even walk away from the router.
Heidi, let me ask. I probably shouldn't ask you. I should ask the chat and the crowd and panel. But like should you and I just like engage in like something physical and just kind of get it over with and then just move on after that, or like should we just do it and just kind of and then secondly, do you get jealous when I talk about all these other ladies? Like, does it evoke some feeling in you?
I don't get jealous. I love the banter. I wouldn't be against meeting you in person. Absolutely. Why not? I mean, yep, the YouTube streets can be crazy. There's going to be a lot of people that say things against it, but I know people that have met on here, Jackie and Josh Fox. They're together. They're doing well. I know other people too. You guys might not know them all. I don't want to name names, but I believe that Thunder Chicken found exactly what he was looking for in a connection. And when I heard, I can totally see it.
Why
So
aren't you
good for
guys
them.
telling me? Is it Christy Lee dolls and you guys are afraid I'm going to get jealous? Is that
Nope, it's
Come on,
not
Thunder
Christy
Chicken,
Lee.
come clean.
It's not Christy Lee Dolls. No, you guys are gonna have to wait. That's their business. So I shouldn't have even said that. See, I
I
need
know
to
who
watch.
it is. I know who it is.
Okay,
It's Brielle.
okay. If you know, you know. If you don't,
I
you
don't
don't.
see I don't see Heidi as
Did I
jealous
just
at
guess
all.
it, Patrick? I guess it's Brielle, man. I'm just guessing. Who
Wow.
knows?
Who knows?
Thunder Chicken just put a bunch of heart faces up. Did
Oh,
I
there
get
you
it?
go. I think
Thunder
that
Chicken?
confirms it, ladies and gentlemen. There we go.
It's fucking Brielle. Oh,
What a guess, D,
Patrick,
man. That
I
was a
guessed
really
it.
good,
See,
educated guess.
I guessed it. I guessed it. Look, Martin Leedkid dubbed me the sage of this community. And I am showing that I am truly the sage of the Truthiverse. I just fucking nailed it first try. Hey, Thunder
Big
Chicken,
time.
I don't blame you, dude. I'd probably
Good
fly out
job.
to her too if I had a chance. Just be
Mhm.
careful, dude, because another guy was stalking her and she fucking got him. She got a case up against that guy. So don't follow down that route, homie.
Well, she should have. I don't think that Thunder Chicken is a stalker. First of all, he's a good man.
No, I mean, it
He's-
sounds like he's being invited into her life, dude. I mean,
yeah,
it could be a thing, dude. It could be a
I'm
thing.
really excited for them. Hey, Trish, it's good to hear you today. We all love you very much, and we support you. And I know you're going to get a lot of kickback. You just need to do you and do what makes you feel happy. And if you have to go against the dads, well, then you're going against the dads right now. You've got some dad things going on. So I
Right. Let me ask you, Heidi, and let me ask you something, just
Thanks,
to clarify. So, Heidi, you said you'd be interested that you and I meeting up, like, but I'm not going to just come down there just to like sit and have coffee with you. So, I mean, like, when
Of
you say
course.
meet up, like, you understand what that implies, right?
Of course I do.
Gotcha. OTW, what's your take on that?
Well, the fact that you guessed like right on point, like you hit the 1,000-point mark right in the middle of the dartboard. Is there really? I'm like still shocked how you called that out, man.
I fucking
Wow.
called it first try.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like emptying the pool table in one strike.
Yeah. I mean, look, it seems as though it seems like the crowd is in favor of this union between Thunder Chicken and Brielle. And as Thunder Chicken said, this may be the first union under the banner of Unslavia. But like I said, Thunder Chicken, be careful, because when you get bonded, in matrimony under the banner of Unslavia, Paul, the king of Unslavia, likely has first rights to your woman, dude. That's kind of how it works under these monarchical situations. It's prima nota. I mean, it kind of goes through antiquity. So I guess as long as you're willing to share Brielle with Paulie Boy, it's probably going to be all good. Probably. Maybe, definitely. All right, I'm going to let everybody go. It was much love. Trish, thanks for coming up. Heidi, do you guys have any final thoughts? We have to get to Patrick's news segment. It's already late.
Oh, dude, can we skip it for today, or like we?
Oh, come on.
Oh,
No,
okay.
we have to do it. Just come
All
up
right,
with
all right.
just come up. We have to do it. Come
All
on.
right.
This is our thing, Pat. It's people.
Yeah, all right.
People
All
wait
right.
for this.
All right.
All right. Much love, Trish. You still there?
Okay. Yeah, I'm still here. Thanks, Eve.
Trish,
I
stick
appreciate
around.
you.
Trish, don't create a sock account. Just stick around. You don't have to go anywhere, Trish.
I'll
Just stick
I'll
around.
give you. I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you what it is. We'll see.
How's this, Trish? You were here for the Heidi and I, the segment between Heidi and I. You know her feelings. if I ever head up to the land of Canada, what are the odds that if Zetetic Warrior hits you up, you'd be willing to entertain, a meetup with me? I'm just putting it out there. Like on a scale of like 1 to 10, what are the odds that could happen?
Oh, 10 out of 10, I'd meet up with you. I would introduce you to my sister. We could be best buds. We'll go. We'll have a good time. You can hang out with my sister.
Hold on. So you're saying you're taken, but you would offer me up to your sister, and maybe you would basically promote something between Juliana and myself. Is that what you're saying? Like you'd be pro that?
Yeah. I feel like a kinship with you, Z. I
agree with
like
that. It would be weird.
understanding. Yeah.
We have more of a brother and sister thing going because we kind of had Trish. The reason I was able to really able to kind of explain your situation is because I could relate to it in a million ways. So you're probably right. It's probably better off than you and I kind of stay with a platonic relationship, but that will open the door potentially to a Zetetic Warrior Juliana union, which is cool because she's a prominent YouTube creator. She has a number of subs. She and I could be like a YouTube power couple at some point. Maybe Juliana could be my come up. I'm not really into using women as a come up, but I don't know. I might have to look into it.
Yeah, look into it. All right, I'll get out of here. Thank you. Thank you, Z.
Much love. Much love.
Take it easy, brother.
Peace out. Spirit Taco says I'm too old for Juliana. No, I'm not. All right, Patrick, let's do our thing. People wait for this point of the show, Patrick. But it is late, so it's going to be a quick one. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome back to the stream. Here to give us all the headlines from across the Truthiverse and beyond. Oh, now Lou pipes up. As I'm about to go, now Lou jumps in. Lou says that shit with Trisha shows that Z, you have no discernment or intelligence. Most likely, you're a liar, and your father triggered you and as less than the rest of your siblings, but he was right. Wow, a lot of assumptions there, Lou. A lot of assumptions. Interesting. Anyway, sorry, Patrick. Lou fucked it up. Let's welcome back to the stream. OTW News, OTW.
OTW! All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another segment of OTW News Alert. Breaking news just come in. We have Mr. Lou Bass resenting Mr. Zetetic Warrior, and most likely Breaking Bad, where we have getting more news and updates on the situation as time moves on. We have Mr. Lou Bass in chat, who's doing the chat warrior and is probably coming up against Zetetic Warrior with all kinds of, conjecturing and allegations that are most likely untrue. So please stay tuned for more updates on that topic. Your thoughts, Mr. Zetetic Warrior, sir?
Yeah, well, Lou has it out for me because I kind of called all his bullshit early on in this whole process. And Lou doesn't like that I'm pointing out, all his basically shortcomings. But I'm doing it for your own good, Lou. It's going to help you and everybody else. Much love, dude. Go ahead, Patrick. What else you got for me?
All right. Second story for today is Mr. Jason John Swartz finally changing his target and moving on to somebody else. The name of this certain individual is, let me get this really correct. I don't, because it's a pretty long name. But now he's changed his target to Nub's Revenge. All right. So Nub's Revenge is now the new target for Jason John Swartz. All right.
Well, it's so funny you say that because I saw that. Hold on. Sorry, but I saw that when all this stuff was going down with Jason John Swartz a few weeks ago, Nubs ended up on his channel because he probably saw him on your channel or Paulie's or something. And Nubs ended, and he was sitting there and he was kind of on panel for a while, chopping it up with Jason. But it's no surprise that their relationship went sour. Jason is completely insane. He's out of his mind. He probably should not present himself anymore on YouTube. I actually think he's risking his employment. I know Canada is basically socialist and everything, but I said he was an X-ray tech before. I think he's a respiratory therapist, if I remember, Patrick. And he sits there and he streams for hours on end when he's clocked in. And his employer's going to find it. And I'm telling you, Jason, you're fucking with your employment, dude. I'm not telling you how to run your channel and your life, but I know you got a family. I know you fucking took the jab to keep your job, dummy. So, but you're going to risk your job. You went there and you got stuck with the fucking clot shot to keep your job, but yet you're going to risk it being on YouTube, acting like a moron, chopping it up with nubs. Yeah, good job, Jason. You should really listen to me. I should go on his channel and talk to his mom. His mom's like basically one of his only listeners. Patrick, do you think we need to talk to his mom and talk some sense into this guy? You used to be his friend. Go ahead.
Nah, his mom is like sold out to her two sons, so I don't believe that she'll just defend them and say, when Bruce started threatening me and saying, oh, it was a metaversal threat, he wasn't really going to send any goons or real people to your house. It was to your door, your out of this world channel. She's like defending them, like saying that he never really made any threats when I have it on record. So no, man, I don't think having a conversation with her will be constructive at all. None whatsoever.
Right. What would you recommend? I mean, do you think Jason is indeed risking his professional employment by his streams? I don't think it's a good look, Patrick, that he's in scrubs, obviously in the room, checked in, and he's running streams. Like, okay, we have our friend Jackie Fox here, who's a nurse. She comes in and checks in. He's running a 3-hour stream as he's on duty. And let's let Piniel up. Go ahead. Floor is yours.
Right. So, the fact that he's doing that, some people like Pineal Power, not Pineal Power. Sorry, man. That's because you just mentioned him. Not Pineal Power.
It's Christos.
It's Christos.
Go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah. Some people like Snafu Snaps. All right. Who are willing to go the extra mile just to, show that they can. And I believe Snafu, so let's say a character like Snafu Snaps, there's not just one of these guys. Some of them are like, they don't present themselves on the lives. They might be backstage and say, oh, I'm going to call his, find out where he works, call his superior. It could be possible. I mean, I even believe that you've experienced some type of, like with the metaverse actually manifesting itself in your actual life. So
yeah, dude.
I think you understand that it's absolutely possible.
It's out there. It's like Snafu Snaps was basically saying he was, for Ruled by Saturn, who's basically, a viewer and a commenter who's they've never really presented themselves. And Snafu Snaps to me made a comment like, well, I could run a VPN search on them and stuff like that. It's like, really, I guess anybody who presents themselves here puts themselves up to at least some degree of scrutiny. And I think it's all part of what comes into it. But you're right. I experienced it in the past. And look what happened to Trinity 4 Dave the last couple of days, OTW. People get in a certain way and it becomes a thing. Right, dude?
Yeah, absolutely. And I believe that Jason is most likely maybe digging a hole for himself without even knowing it. So what are your thoughts, Mr. Christos? I see you down there.
I just want to know if I just tuned back in. I didn't know if the news from the other day was shared by you or not yet. If not, I could just bring it up. It's not breaking news, but news yesterday on Z's stream. Timmy Carini was seems eating his breakfast while he was talking on the mic. I don't know if anyone noticed that. I just thought it was a little funny, but that's all.
That's your news? That our friend Timmy Carini was chowing down on it seemed like he had a new microphone set up too. So good for Timmy because Timmy seems more comfortable. Timmy, much like me, tends to maybe get excited sometimes, and we've had more than a few moments where Timmy has kind of, maybe got a little boisterous on panel. But it seems like Timmy's found a nice zone that he's in now. It could be fatherhood. He's a new father. Maybe he's moved on and he's maturing. Much love, Timmy. Christos, 76er says, "Wow, great contribution."
Yeah. That's kind of the point. It's so trolly and minuscule.
I know. Look, this is probably the stickiest show you're going to find on YouTube. All right, Patrick, give us your last headline before we wrap it up.
The last headline for today is seemingly Paul is expanding his horizons and appearing on the new panels and spreading the message even further. So seemingly OTW.
Well, look,
News
Paul's
has
made no
been-
bones about it. He's expressed that he wants to expand his demographic into the POC communities. No surprise. And honestly, I think it's a good move. I
Yep,
think it's a good
same
move.
here.
Yeah.
So I've been
Yeah.
noticing that and figured that would be a pretty good third topic.
Yeah.
So,
Let me bring this up. Hold on. Christos, you still there? Christos?
Yes.
You said yesterday that you think that I should engage with some of these women of the metaverse, but in a limited way. You mentioned that, right? That you feel like I shouldn't cut myself off completely, but I should be judicious about it, right? You still agree with that? Christos?
Yes. Sorry.
All right, so
My hands
you
are
still
full.
agree with
I'm
that?
here.
Here's my
Yes, sir.
question. You know, Heidi basically came up in front of everybody, just said that she's open to me. Like I have Heidi if I want her. Like she's placed herself on a silver platter for me, and I just need to indulge at this point. What do you recommend, Christos? Should I take Heidi up on her offer?
Yes. Yes, you should.
Yeah, I don't
if-
know.
to hang out in person, to see each other, right? I heard y'all talking a
Yeah,
little
you
bit earlier.
know, because Florida to me, I could make my way down to Florida very easily, and I don't know,
Neil's
Christos.
down there too.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you. So Top G just says cringe. That's funny. Jay Isaac says enough vagina talk. Come on, Jay. Can we ever have look, I trust Yeti Life. Yeti Life says, yeah, might as well. Might as well. Anyway. All right, guys, let's wrap it up. OTW, you going live?
yeah, right after this. So if anybody wants to join
Okay.
us on the Grand Rising show, it's coming up next over on OTW News.
Fair enough, guys. It's our friend OTW News. Much love, everybody. Christos, any final thoughts?
Nope. See you tomorrow or
All right,
next week.
No, man. I stream on the weekends, dude. I'm here every morning, bro. Every morning I'm here.
Right. Yeah. I'm tripping. My bad.
No, that's
All right,
right.
see
I'm
you tomorrow.
just reminding my listeners. I don't know. I'm not saying you have to be here. I'm just letting my listeners know I'm here every morning. Not only that, Christos, thanks for reminding me. I wanted him to come up, but he didn't. London Man. I'm going to be on London Man's tonight. Okay, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. London Man time, but 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget to catch your friends at Tedic Warrior on the London Man channel. Let me drop the link in. I think it's still the same link. Why won't it fucking paste? Anyway, I dropped the link in before. It's not letting me do it. Make your way over to London Man's channel, guys. Tonight, I'm going to be there. Show some support. Let's get his numbers up. You know? I'll be able to meet his audience. He'll be able to meet mine. For whatever reason, it's not letting me drop a fucking paste. Hold on. Anybody who's interested, show's over, guys. But if you want to hang around for me dropping the link in, you can. It's on the London McLovin channel. I wanted London Man to come up so we can do a promo. I don't know. London Man, you didn't forget about our show tonight, did you, homie? Come on, it's still up in your channel. We got to promote this thing the right way, dude. Let me copy this fucking link. Yeah, everybody. Have a great day. I'll be back here tomorrow. Let's do our thing. Heidi, I want you just to kind of relax a little bit. Are you going to be there tonight, Heidi? Am I going to be able to see you in the stands for the London Man show? Are we going to be able to check you out? Yeah. Thanks, Thunder Chicken. Appreciate it. Let me see if I could drop this damn link. Yeah, here it is. All right. Finally. That was laborious. Links in the chat for anybody who wants to come visit me over London Man's tonight, this evening, 7 hours from now. Don't miss it. It's going to be a hoot. I imagine it's going to turn nuts. Much love, Heidi. I'm going to think about you for the rest of the day, Heidi. But see, that's the thing, Heidi. I'm going to tell you the same thing I told Christy Lee Dolls yesterday is the only thing that would get in the way of me and you, Heidi, is you. Because I'd imagine if something went down between us, inevitably your jealousy and your just natural tendencies would just fuck it up, and you would just fuck the whole thing up. You'd turn on me. You'd just go total broken hoe on me. You'd go metaversal scorched earth on me, and it would just ruin it like anything. Anyway, much love, Feather Bear. All right, everybody, I'll give you my closing. Yeah, Trish, right? Much love, everybody. Take care of yourselves and each other.